Enjoy the last sips of summer by picking up.
Cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont mutilés. C'est ainsi que les xénophobes se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi, les coups étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que des djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos de nationalité, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance. Même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de Kwame au Ghana? Il était une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont retrouvés. C'est ainsi que les xénophobes se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi que les coups étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que des djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos des nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance. Même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de conflit au Togo? Ni beaucoup pra, travana, n'a pas de fobi, mais va y rester. Cultivons l'unité et la paix. Il ne faut pas se contenter de le dire, mais il faut l'avoir dans le comportement. Autant on peut fabriquer des révoltés avec des doctrines, on peut aussi en fabriquer avec l'injustice. C'est en 1893 que cette histoire fut baptisée Côte d'Ivoire. Donc, tous ceux dont les ancêtres sont nés après cette date sont ivoiriens. Arrêtez les blabla partisans pour éviter de mettre en péril l'unité nationale.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna start this song again.
Une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont mutés. C'est ainsi que les seuls nouveaux se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi, les groupes étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que des djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos des nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance. Même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de Kwame au Ghana? Wanyanya fo, beye fere, nanganya fo biwo, beba yere soro. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, nanganya fo biwo, beba yere soro. Il était une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont retrouvés. C'est ainsi que les seuls nouveaux se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi que les groupes étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que les djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos de nationalité, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance. Même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de Kofi au Togo? Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, beba yere sono. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, bakisa logo boni. Ni boko pra, trabanan. Na kanya fote, beba yere soro.
Beba yere soro.
Cultivons l'unité et la paix. Il ne faut pas se contenter de le dire, mais il faut l'avoir dans le comportement. Autant on peut fabriquer des révoltés avec des doctrines, on peut aussi en fabriquer avec l'injustice. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, beye yere soro. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, bakisa logo boni.
Greetings to you. If you're already here, I want to thank you for being here and being here so early. We will begin the show very shortly, inshallah. If you notice the announcement, it's 2:30 and it's just 2:20 now. So I just came on a little early so that hopefully we can build a little bit of audience. But I can tell you this, regardless of how many fewer people show up here today, there's a lot of interest in this show. I need some of you, if you are here, I assume you've been following the debates. I will be making my case, but I think even those who will not come here, I guarantee you they will make time to see this show after the show is done. Our people are very good at that, but yeah, I've kind of gotten used to that over the past weeks, if not months. So, but thank you for being here, and I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but we'll begin very shortly, inshallah. In the meantime, we'll keep you entertained.
We're forgetting that we need each other. We're forgetting that we need to look out for each other. We're forgetting that except the least of us is taken care of, that the best of us cannot survive.
IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We, the children of Africa, we, the Africans, are the ones who have to say, we know your game now. Enough is enough. We're not playing it anymore. And this is where the diaspora come in. There are more Ghanaian doctors in New York City than in the entire country of Ghana. There are more Nigerian doctors in LA than in the entire country of Nigeria. So let's be serious here. What Africa needs is capacity, capacity, capacity. And that capacity is in the diaspora. So it behooves us to bring the diaspora together. Let them understand what is really going on in our Africa. Diaspora are not going home. Diaspora are angry about Africa because they are not understanding the root cause of why Africa is where it is today. They think getting rid of a president will take care of the problem. Far from it. That president is just going to be replaced by another one who is going to equally suffer from the same difficult environment to work in. So let's look at an Africa that must be free to take care of herself, an Africa that's free from exploitation from outsiders. The multinationals who are stealing from Africa every day in broad daylight. I use an example of the DRC. If you ever fly very low over the DRC, you'll see tarmacs in the jungle. You'll see 747s flying into DRC, picking up minerals and flying right out. The same multinationals are responsible for arming young people and giving them MK-16s. Because why? Their satellites in the skies are telling them where that village is. There are lots of diamonds. So what do? Arm young people, drag them up, and send them to go chop off a few heads. The rest of the village runs away, so they come behind and do their illegal mining. We black people must understand what is really going on. Because what we are shown instead is, oh, look at those Africans killing each other. There are some serious games that have been played in Africa for far too long. And once we understand that, we can strategize as to how we can begin to bring the difference and bring the change that Africa needs. And that change can only come if the African diaspora are united. And the Wakanda villages, as I call them, it is our organized way of saying, starting with one African diaspora center of excellence, it will be a new city, a developmental hub that we can then take from there. Every sector is developed. Take healthcare. How many doctors do we need in this region to take care of this many people? We pick up education, same thing. We pick up engineering. We pick up electricity. How many megawatts of power do we have?
All right, good afternoon to all of you, each and every one of you who has taken up your time to be here. I'm very delighted you are here. You know how we roll. We're not going to wait for anybody, because at the end of the day, the beauty about this modern way of doing show is that it's going to be out there. And actually, honestly speaking, I've noticed my videos get more like, more view after the show than when the show is ongoing, because apparently it has become cursed for some people to log on while we are having the live show. That's understandable. It doesn't deter us. It takes nothing away from the show. As long as you listen to it now or later, it's still the same. It doesn't matter to us. And so if you are here, and I'm seeing a good number of you here, I'm happy you made it here. Now, I'm going to make my case. You know, this debate has been ongoing for a couple of days now. So we are here to put some flesh on the bone, right? Put some meat on the bone that we've highlighted. And we say nothing without reason, and our reasons are deeply rooted in facts. And so in just about 5 minutes, we'll begin this conversation, inshallah, because I have 2 shows today. I have to deal with this issue, put this to rest, and then I will come back and come back to studio with the Don Fosi group. They are paid for appearance. They have a pay appearance with me tonight, so we're going to be here. In the meantime, please hang tight. In just 4 more minutes, we'll begin the show here, inshallah. So here we go. I'll keep you entertained.
Our needs and wants. The leader that can provide for all the best praise, look at your homes, look at your villages. You are living in huts. A book and English can develop country. Liberia is supposed to be the best country in the world.
Book and education. What is this one?
Oh, Rastafari. So reggaeton that. Blessed greetings to you, Mama Rita. I wish you a happy and a glorious birthday. With one blow, ja, Rastafari. Hello, 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 Mama Rita. Hello, 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 Mama Rita. It's a birthday. I'm telling you, Minnesota is going to be our next appointment. Pretty soon, we're going to be giving you the dates.
All right. Good afternoon to any one of you out there, to all of you out there. If it's one, good afternoon to you. 2, 3, however many of you may be out there currently watching here. I'm very glad you're here. This is the time that we had set to come and begin our conversation about one of two Mandingo pageantry that has taken place, that took place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, within the last 60 to 90 days. The most recent one, unfortunately, didn't go as planned, didn't go so well. And so there were a lot of issues, but please hear me out. I have not come to point out those issues because we are humans. And so to err is humans, they say, right? So I don't care about all of the other things that went wrong, cancellation, rescheduling, and or the whole 9 year. That is for someone else to speak to, someone that those part of interest to. Those I'm not concerned about that. I raised specific issues with that last Mandingo gathering, the most recent one that all of you know about. Unfortunately, unless by mistake, otherwise I don't intend to call it what some of you like me to call it, but I'm very sure we can all relate to it just by description and the whole 9 year. Not to mention, if you are here right now, I assume you've been following the debate, and so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So so that's what I will be talking about here. I have 2 shows today. This one is the first one, beginning 2:30, and I intend to have this show no later than maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes. I may have some studio guests coming, but after that, I have to come back here in studio to work with Don Fossey folks about their upcoming family reunion, but their upcoming convention that's going to be taking place in the same city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, the mere fact that all these events keep going to Philadelphia, you know, that in itself speaks to something else that I've said all along. When in doubt, as whether your event is worth having, when in doubt as whether your event, you know, will bring people on board, when having people attend your event is of concern to you, my brother, the best place you can go is Pennsylvania, it's Philadelphia, where there are tireless 24/7 party goers, and they will come to your party. No offense to them. I mean, it's a bigger city, you know. It's you know, it's lively. That's what I mean. I don't mean to say it's a party city in a demeaning way or, you know, from a ship. I just mean it's not like a small city like Minneapolis in poor way. You know, I want to believe, just like New York, city like Philadelphia probably doesn't sleep. It stays, you know, any time of the night you come out, I'm sure there are activities to have, there are events to have, and that explains why, you know, anytime you have an event in Philadelphia, it's bound to succeed. I mean, by some extent, of course. Keep in mind, success is relative, right? It depends what your goals are, right? But if your goal is to bring people to the program, then by all means, go to Philadelphia. We know this. Historically, we know this. You know, I mean, that's why, you know, when you think about, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But yeah, so the event we're here to talk about is one that took place in the Philadelphia city, you know, just I think a week or 2 ago now. You know what I'm talking about. But just before we dive into the matter, please allow me to send a shout out to a very good big brother Amadou Kamara, aka Damaro. You know, I think I've ran into Chamor many times, and I was a little embarrassed, when he told me how often, he watches my show, and I make no acknowledgement of him. So Damaro, this is your greeting here, personal greetings from me. I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate you taking up time to watch our show, even if you don't come out to speak. That's understandable. But hey, this is your greeting, Damaro Kamara, folks. Greetings to you, and also one of my very good friend, Brother Musa Kone. Musa Uncle Kone. Brother Musa Kone he lives Kesele Bolivar. A very good man, one of the kindest Mandingo men you will ever meet. This guy is very humble, very respectful, very hardworking. One of the best husbands I've ever seen in my entire life. A best husband, of course, to our Konamani. So Konamani, hi to you as well. So I wanted to get those out of the way, people. And by the way, not just a greetings to Brother Musa Kone. It's his birthday. I think that's why I listed him here. So Brother Musa Kone, happy birthday to you. Happier and happiest birthday to you. May you live long and long, and many years to see many more of today's date. So happy birthday to you, my brother. I wish I was there to celebrate with you, but I will be with you shortly, inshallah. So with those out of the way, we still have one more important things to do, and before we can begin today's show. Now, I know if you are on social media, which all of us are nowadays, we are on social media, right? You will notice that death has struck our community once again. Death has struck our community. So I've seen page photos of some very good brothers who passed just a few days ago. One happens to be Brother Jabate from what used to be BIN, Bureau of Immigration and Naturalization. It's now been transformed to LIS. I'm told he was there for many years. He had a high-profile position there. So, as a matter of fact, many people know him, and people have spoken to his kindness, how much he stood for his people, how much he defended his people, what a good man he was. And then, of course, there's the death of Brother Kroma, who passed away in Europe, I'm told, and another sister whose name I can't remember. So all these people have left our community, a vivid reminder that we too will make that journey. It's just a matter of time. So that's the thing about death. You acknowledge other people's death, sometimes not because you like to, but at the end of the day, it must serve as a reminder for yourself. So we are all reminded, or we must all be reminded, that the same way those people have left without any fault of their own, that so shall we. We are going to follow them. It's just a matter of time. So may Allah Almighty, extend our life, thereby giving us more time to do more good things. May our time meet us, in good relationship with Allah. So I got this dua from. I have this app here. I got several dua on it, the Arabic version. So I'm just going to read it. The English version. It says dua for adult disease. The prayer, right? So here we say, it says, "Oh Allah, forgive our living and our dead, those who are with us and those who are absent, our young and our old, our men folks and our women folks. Oh Allah, whomever you gave life from among us, gave him life in Islam. And whomever you take away from us, take him away in faith. Oh Allah, do not forbid us their reward, and do not send us astray after them." May Allah accept those prayers and blessings. Ameen, ameen, ameen. So those were just for our, departed brothers and sister. I keep saying there's a sister whose picture I've seen trending on social media. Honestly, I don't know her, but I don't need to know her. All I need to know is that a sister passed away. She was a Muslim, a good Muslim. And these two brothers, you see, the thing about people's character, God does not come down to speak to anybody's character. He uses people. He goes through people to, to bear testimony, to bear, witness about your character. And so since I saw the pictures of Brother Jabate, Colonel Jabate on social media, and since I saw the death news of Brother Kroma in Europe, I've read so many good things about them, though I never met any of the two men in person. I came very close to meeting Colonel Jabate, but unfortunately it did not happen. But again, I don't need to meet them. I didn't have to meet them. Too many people have said so many good things about them. And that's what Allah wants. So we are siding. Now, I had a second thought about, today's show. Should we? Well, we're going to, because at the end of the day, this doesn't take anything away, from life anyway. So life must go on. And so I'm glad that I've made a time to recognize their passing and offer prayer for sin. So may Allah forgive their souls. Brother Frank Stano, I'm sending you invitation. My apology. I'll send you invitation. Brother Frank Stano is going to be in studio with me, by the way. So many people have asked to be here, but I'm not going to allow all of them to be here because some of them outside this country, and that's not a crime, but I know the internet situation may not be as good. But we tried that before. People actually got a call from somebody in Germany last night and the day before, and I took another call. I didn't know. Our people have gone as far as, Israel, all over. So, but I'm not going to invite all of those people. I will bring Brother Frank Sano to studio. Actually, let me work on that right now while I make this intro. So Brother Frank Sano will join me in studio because he lives in Philadelphia, as you very well know. And so he has to take on the event, maybe some other aspect of it that I may not want to speak to because I've only come here to address a minute, though very significant, but very significant part of the program. And so that's what I'm going to speak to. And then my own brother, also when I run up Jabate, has also had asked me to be a part of the show. And I show him that I will invite him, and I'm committed to that. The only thing is, the time I told him kind of changed on me. I had this, initially we're going to have the show later tonight, but I realized I have a commitment to the non-Fosi group. They pay already, they pay for an appearance, and they get to decide what time they want. So they chose the evening, which then kind of forced me to come and have the show this time that I had always announced. So my apology to Brother Randolph Jabate. If you're on now, let me know, text me, I'll bring you to studio. Trust me, I know you say you made your observation, and I spoke to you briefly about it. As much as I don't agree with all of your observation, with all of the things you want to say, you know me, I'm a Democrat. I don't infringe on people's free will to express their mind, their opinion. Time just changed. So it may not be available now, but if you are, by all means, be my guest. Let me know, and I'll bring you to studio. So that being said, we are going to just set the page here, and then I will take you through the drill, inshallah, so we can get this over with. The thing you've come to hear, so you can hear it from my own mouth, nobody else, from my own mouth. So give me 1 minute. 1 minute when I ask for, please. By the way, listen to Fakoli Ananyafo.
Une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont réunis. C'est ainsi que les xénophobes se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi, les groupes étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que des djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos des nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance, même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone. Est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de Kwame au Ghana? Wanyanya fo, beye fere, nanganya fo biwo, beba yere soro. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, nanganya fo biwo, beba yere soro. Il était une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont retrouvés. C'est ainsi que les xénophobes se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi que les groupes étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que les djoulas se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. À propos des nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins en Casamance. Même s'ils ont des cousins en Sierra Leone, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas de Kofi au Togo? Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, beba yere sono. Wanyanya fo, beye fere, wanyanya fo biwo, zakrisa logo boni. Ni boko pra, brabana.
Brabana.
Nakanya fo bi, beba yere sono.
Badi, matanya for beer, beer gesture, but so faculty, of course, hey, faculty, right? Yeah, faculty. So matanya for beer, but gesture, but befal jula for yika. So again, good afternoon, greetings to all of you. Geez, how many times have I greeted you? I keep greeting and greeting and greeting. That is a beautiful thing. Greeting is good in every religion, Islam especially. So I would not get tired greeting you because he or she who take up, his or her time to come to your house, that person is bigger than you in our culture, in our religion. So greetings to all of you. So, Brother Frank, I've sent you the link. So feel free anytime, click on the link, come to studio, check your messenger. You got the link, so you should be able to come join me in studio here. So obviously, my name is Kafumba Samuka Koroma, and I'm sure all of you here know me, hopefully. Maybe not so much, but the fact that we are friends on Facebook and the fact that I've been in this business, Brother Frankston is here already, and the fact that I've been in this business. Brother Frankston, your camera is now on. My God, just unless you're at work, there you go. Yeah, you on, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Wonderful. Thank you, Brother Frank Stano. So, Brother Frank Stano is here. And like I said, I may have another speaker from Liberia, actually possibly another one from Israel. I've not sent a link to those here, but there are a lot of people who have expressed interest in this show. And some of them have brief interview. I tell you right now, I will not be bringing them to waste my time because I have a case to make here. And if they wish to contact, did that. We'll open the phone lines, though. You see the number right before my name. When that time comes, by all means, be my guest. Place your call. We'll take your descending view, if that's what it is. We'll take your comments, whatever it is. You know how we run this show, all right? So, so as I was saying, this is who I am, and if you follow me over the years, you will note that I've always had, I'm very principle-minded, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with me or not. But this is not the first time I've raised issues with people, with situations. In fact, I was thinking, when I heard about some of the outrageous things that people continue to run by me, unfortunately, I've not really had time to read all of your comments. Actually, very few of them, if any. But notwithstanding, I got some good friends who have read them and they've called me and gave me bits and pieces here and there. I confess, I admit to you, one of my greatest weaknesses in life, in this show business, is that I don't read people's comments. I don't watch people's videos. So that's why you wonder if I'm not responding to you, it's because I've not even read your comment. So I just post mine, and you work all night to respond to that. Good for you. Your colleagues, your buddies will read it, and they will acknowledge you. Not me. You're not got acknowledgement from me because I didn't read it. It's of no consequence to me. Why would I respond to it? I do not. But like I said, some good friends read through some of them, and they ran those by me. And so if you hear me referencing some of those, that's because those good friends call me and say, "Oh, hey, I think you should pay attention to this. I think this person said this person said that." So I want to thank all those friends, who have gone through those kind of readings. I particularly want to thank, my good friend and brother Mohammed Kamara in Dallas, Texas. He does a lot of that for me. He catches a lot of those things, and several other friends in Liberia, Europe. I want to thank all of you, Canada. Those of you who called to say, point out what this person said, what they didn't. No, so I really don't care. All right. So, but anyway. I want to say I've been raising issues with people with issues for a very, very long time. I remember even when our own chapter, Minnesota Mandingo Association, was funded back in 2001. Our second duly elected president, that was Brother Ahmed Salif, after me and BT, ran the organization for a year, of course. I remember Ahmed Salif inauguration, the late former vice president of Liberia, Harry Fumba Moniba, was invited to be the guest speaker at Ahmed Salif's inauguration. Ahmed Salif will bear me witness. Now, I did not have problem with Harris Fumba Moniba coming to serve as guest speaker. I didn't have problem with that. Contrary to what others, what I've heard some people have written that I will be addressing later on. But the problem I had with the former vice president coming to serve as guest speaker was that those who invited him, I had problem with those people than the people who were being invited. Because what they did, when they invited Harris Fumba Moniba to come serve as guest speaker at that event, in preparation for his coming, they took our money that was put together mostly by predominantly Muslim Mandingo people. They went and that preparation included buying alcohol. They said they needed to buy some liquor. I don't know if anybody in Minnesota remember this, because most of the folks in Minnesota now were not here at the time. But yeah, the preparation included buying some alcohol to, in anticipation of the former vice president entourage that, was supposed to be coming to serve as, keynote speaker at our inauguration. I'm like, this is troubling. I raised that issue. Back then, there was no social media, no Facebook. So we're just all on listserv, we're posting here and there, but that's decades ago now. But I want you to know, you can check that. I raised issue with that. And then when you think about for doing the formation of the very FEMUSA, certain individuals were invited, but I think, were invited to do invocation. I also raised issue with that. And so I don't know why some people are so hyped about, Kafumba raising issue with things that he sees on faith for our community. This is what I do. It's me, just in me. I dare declare myself as an advocate. No, but some way it does amount to that. Because at the end of the day, when I see these things and to just let them go unchecked, I'm just not able to do that one way or the other. Especially nowadays when I listen to my imam, who says Islam is belief and faith. And so when you see something that's wrong, you must change it. Change it with your tongue. The Imam says, change it with your words, your action, physical, whatever you can do, speak about it. And if at the end of the day, you are not able to make the change, so be it. You would have tried, and you'll be on record for doing so. And at the appropriate time, you'll be acknowledged, it will be noted. History will recall you for having done so, for having said so. So that's where we are. So I'm going to allow Brother Frank Sano to briefly do a quick intro, and then I'll go right into where our people went wrong, and I'll also speak to why I'm qualified to speak to this issue, because some of the things that were brought to my attention by my friends who read under my post, kind of circled that. They said, but why Kafuma is troubled by and it's by something that he has got nothing to do with. Somebody told me and purely, point blank in Mandingo, right, Brother Frank? So, but I'll tell you why. So I'll let you, Brother Frank, do your intro quick, and then let me get into this, so we can.
Well, I think my name is Frank Sanon. I am a member of the Federation of Liberians in America, FEMOSA. I reside in Pennsylvania. I'm a member of Lima. I'm on a boat. You know, like you said, Kafumba, I think we got a lot in common. I am very passionate about our community. I believe that this community got a lot of potential. And if we just tap in the potential we got in the right way, we will make progress. And it troubles me when I see us taking the wrong direction. And as a Muslim, we are all under mandate. Like you said, the Imam say this all the time, that when we see evil, when we see people doing the wrong thing, we should address the issue in the most respectful way so that we all can change and benefit from the togetherness. And so it is based on that that we get involved in this community organization. But what troubles some of us, like what we see, when we see these Islamic scholars themselves participating in the wrong, then then I became to wonder whether the message, the saying, whether they themselves can practicalize it. And in Islam, it's very important. What you say, you must live with what you say. You must live by what you say, because that's what people will follow. But if you say one thing and you do otherwise, then you confuse your community. You confuse the people, and that is what we continue to see in our community. And our discussion tonight, this evening, I hope people will understand where we're coming from. Our goal is, at the end of the day, those who are in error will understand their mistake, evidenced by what we saw here. You know, what we saw here, one specific program is highlighted, but you don't see, the tradition in FEMOSA, all of the activities highlighted. And that is an indication of something that, look, the bulk majority of the community are not happy. What can we do to come together? We must take responsibility of our own faults, and that way the community can come together. So tonight, I hope this evening we'll be able to address some of these things and we can move forward.
Thank you, Brother Frank Sano. And so, by the way, if you're just joining us, thank you for doing so and welcome to LDF. Quickly, a quick note here. I found myself, I proud myself, that's the word I'm looking for. I proud myself on being so democratic to the extent that though Brother Frank Sano is in studio with me, but he and I had no prior conversation before this show. So I did not need to know what he has to say, but yet I agree that he will join me in studio. So I'm highlighting this to make the point that if at some point in time, Brother Frank Sano and myself differ on any issue, that's fine. Disagreement is a good thing. It's a healthy thing in human existence. It's a good thing in democracy. And I'm saying this further because already you notice Brother Frank Sano referencing FEMOSA. I'm not going to be doing that because I don't see this issue as a FEMOSA issue because I don't regard the event itself as a FEMOSA event. I do not. So, but here's how I regard it. So now I want to begin by differentiating, distinguishing, drawing the line between community and organization. And this is what qualifies me to speak to this issue. And I'll give you some scenarios, some examples. I think, unfortunately, some of our people, including some educated ones, have become so narrow-minded. They become so, so self-centered to the extent that they have come to define community as organization. Community is not organization. Organization with nomenclature is a subset of community. Community is the bigger one here. So what am I saying? Here's the point. You can belong to the community and not belong to a community organization. So when something happens to a community within your community by community members, you don't have to belong to a particular group that exists by some nomenclature in order to be qualified to speak to that issue. I'm saying this to speak to the concern that some of my readers brought to my attention with some people saying, but why is Kafuma Hetty here over this? I thought he said you're not part of this, you're not part of that. Yes, I'm not part of that. I will never be part of that. But you know what I'm part of? I'm part of the Himo community. I'm part of the Mandingo community. I'm a proud Mandingo man. My mother is Mandingo. My mother is Mandingo. 100% Mandingos. You know, I've never changed my last name. It's never been from this to that. I've never changed it because of convenience. Not during the war, certainly not peacetime. So as a Mandingo man, I'm a natural member of the Mandingo community, natural member of the global Mandingo community. So anything affecting any Mandingo person or persons anywhere in the world, I'm qualified to speak to it by virtue of the fact that I'm a Mandingo man. I don't have to be in your organization. I don't have to go to your events. I don't even have to live in the country that you live in. By the end of the day, if we observe issues, we notice that there are things that you did that has the propensity of harming all of us as Mandingo people. You see, mind you, when you misbehave because of your little gathering, you know, that you name whatever you name it, and do something that's not right, at the end of the day, it comes back to haunt all of us as Mandingo people. It doesn't just go to you as members of whatever group you call yourself. It comes to all of us as Mandingo people. Huh? Make sense? So that's why I'm qualified to speak to this issue. And I will continue to speak to them. I will speak to them. Whether you like it or not. Do you remember when Alassane Ouattara in Ivory Coast was seeking the third term? When Alpha Conte, you know, Professor Alpha Conte in Guinea was seeking the third term, I had early morning shows on those people. I did. So it wasn't the shows I had there was not just about Ivorian politics or about Guinean politics. I don't know. I'm not really much about those countries' politics, but rather it was about those people having Mandingo heritage. Those people being Mandingo people. July, in the case of Alassane Ouattara, I thought that they were setting a bad precedent. So I spoke to those issues. So if I were qualified to speak to that one, then in America where I live, work, school, that here some, you know, people will go misbehave in our names as Mandingo people, and you think we can just look the other way because you don't have my name on your roster, and so therefore I'm not qualified to speak to it. You must be dreaming. You must be living on different planets. Go to court, seeking Joshua to stop me from talking, and then maybe you try that. So that's what makes me to qualify. That's what qualifies me to speak to this issue that I'm about to speak on. I hope we agree on that much. I'm qualified to speak on any Mandingo issue, anywhere, anytime, just as you are. When you open your mouth to speak on issues in Minnesota, do you live in Minnesota? Have you lived here before? Are you part of MMA? Have you ever been a part? But it doesn't bother us, and we've never questioned your qualification to speak to the issues because we know you are a Mandingo person. What affects one Mandingo person affects all Mandingo people anywhere in the world. Brother Franks, I don't want to bold you, so I would break on that one. Do you want to add?
Yeah, you're right. We actually never had any prior agreement that, you know, I'll be appearing with you. But here, as a community servant, whenever I am called upon, I will be more than ready if I have the time to participate. Yes, I do agree with you, Kafumba. Neither do I also recognize it as a FEMUSA program. No, I was just trying to give an intro. But if you remember very well, since 2020, I disassociate myself from what happened in Atlanta, Georgia. I love the brothers and sisters, but we have to, whatever we're doing, we have to do it in line with our constitution. That's the agreement. That's what bound us together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what bound us together as an organization.
Yeah.
In the absence of that, I mean, whoever violate that, then that's a problem. Some of us cannot, irrespective of our proximity. Some of us will not work with you. We got to make sure that we follow that, because that's how you command respect. That's how you get the authority to lead. But you cannot bypass that. When you bypass that, then some of us got problem.
Yeah.
And so I am not able, to be honest with you, I'm not able to just see you doing the wrong thing out of what we have agreed on, and you expect me to follow.
Yep.
I don't know how people do that. I'm not able to go to bed understanding fully that what I am doing is actually wrong.
Right.
I'm not a perfect human being, but I will not knowingly engage myself in something that I know is wrong and the wrong procedures were taken, and so I cannot legitimize that. So,
Thank you.
Yes, there was. I definitely agree with you. We have a community and we have an organization. And the sad part about our organization, and this has been from time immemorial. People think when you are Liberian Mandingo, you automatically member of FEMUSA. No, you're not. You have to be an active member of a chapter, and that chapter recognizes your participation before you can be a member of this organization. So yes, whatever happened here over the gone weekend, neither do I recognize it as a FEMUSA program. I don't.
Thank you. So let's make progress. And in conclusion to that little segment as to our qualification to speak to this issue, my brother, as I promise you examples, look at it this way. You know how many talk shows, self-declared talk show hosts are on social media today? You know how many of us there are? And you know the vast majority of the people who are so anti their governments, not just Liberia, but more, let's narrow it to keep it around Liberia. I don't think Costa thinks much of George Weah government. I don't think Prophet Key does. I don't think my good friend Martin Collier on the show the last time does. I don't think so. But that does that mean because they are not in the government, they are not in the country, they don't care about it? Does that mean they can't speak to it? They are Liberians. They're going to speak to it. And the same is here. The same is true for any tribal organization. Whether or not I care about your gathering, whether or not I go to your gathering, whether or not I pay dues, it doesn't matter. It's of no consequence. But at the end of the day, I'm a Mandingo. I have the right to speak to the issues that come out. Can I make that case any more clearer than that? I hope not. I think that is so elementary that if you don't get it that way, then my friend, I can't help you. Can't help you if you don't understand it from that point. Now that brings us to the issue itself, the issue that I raised. So that some of my readers told me that some people say, well, why does he want to speak to this? He's not part. So now you know I'm a part, right? By virtue of the fact that I never changed my name. My mother is right here with me. Mariam Sise. My father is thankfully still alive. Samuka Kuruma, bona fide, full-fledged Mandingos. So I'm qualified to speak to Mandingo issues, right? So that brings me to another segment of the conversation itself. So I'm told, Brother Franks, I know that I don't know if you read through the people, blah blah blah. But again, it was brought to my attention that I'm raising this issue because a group of Mandingo people gather and the event by their definition, it was successful, and so I'm envious. I'm jealous. I want to spoil the event. Well, how can you spoil an event that has already taken place? Again, here I want to say, it was a long time coming, at least weeks, if not months, that we heard that SAAH 30,000 Joseph, that I've passionately referred to him of late. SAAH 30,000 Joseph was going to come to serve as keynote speaker at some Mandingo event, right? So what I want to say that usually, and I think this is very common sense too, if you have problem, with somebody coming to an event to speak, you raise issue before that person can. Right, Brother Frank, I know?
Exactly.
You raise the issue before the person even comes. You raise the issue hoping that you'll find alliances. Other people, other people will buy into your sentiment, and people will join you and make the case and cause enough noise, and thereby, changing directions. But I did not do that. Because I got serious problem with SAAH, and I'll be outlining those problems, and I think we all should have. By the end of the day, I thought, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, somebody else will raise it, and this is where we make the mistake. You say anything that's not a sign to anybody is not a sign at all, because you may very well be thinking that maybe somebody will do it, and that somebody thinking maybe somebody will do it, and at the end of the day, nobody will do it. So I just thought that, somebody would be, would have been wise enough to catch it. That, why should it always be me? I'm going to let somebody else speak on this. So, unfortunately, that never happened until, we all got busy. And the man came and did whatever, he was asked to do and left. The rest is history. So I raised the issue, after the fact, after the event, because of things that came as a result of this man coming. Comments that were made. The embarrassing, very, very troubling, embarrassing comments that were made by supposed to know people, supposed to know better people. People we had expected all along that they knew that we've respected them, believing that they knew better, but they did not. The $30,000, and by the way, we'll speak to the $30,000 because this whole $30,000 fiasco, Brother Frank Sano, it's not even as if to say $30,000 was handed to you. It wasn't even a good pledge. I'll tell you what. I'll give you characteristic of a good pledge versus what you heard. In some regards, we should not even be talking about it if it wasn't for your irresponsible, your reckless, your ignorance comments that you made as a result. We will not be here. You invited this conversation on yourself. You invited it, and we're going to have it anyway. We're here to discuss it. So, look at it this way. SAAH 30,000 Joseph was not the only man that was invited, was not the only non-Mandingo person that was invited to this Mandingo pageantry. He wasn't. As if to say, bringing D12 to come perform for our brothers and sisters, people who are used to being praised. Brother Frank said, Jelly Torona, Me Jelly Fan Bedian. And you would think when Mandingo people in the diaspora, those of them that Allah has blessed to be on the other side, of the Atlantic, who are doing well, you would think that whatever good they want to do, whatever empowerment that they want to do, that in good conscience they would direct that to one of their own. Well, my brother, when you hear about community that empowerment, you always hear African Americans talking about African American businesses, Jewish people talking about Jewish businesses, on and on and on and on. So when you have money to spend and you take money from your people and spend it outside your community to somebody else, you're giving that person more economic power at the disadvantage of your own community. And what's even more troubling is that it's not that your own people don't have the talent that you want. You know how many young emerging Mandingo artists there are today around West Africa, Liberia specifically? I play a song here today, I heard DJ Morizo playing, a few days ago on YouTube. I never heard that song before. I have no idea who that young man is, but I like the song. Let's say if you tired with Jima Fanda, then, all the other one then, Masebe then, who once had a manager even amongst you, if you tired with those people, there are new ones coming up with great talents. My brother, the point being, if you spend money on your community, in your community, you spend it on yourself. The more of us that is in power, economically, financially, the stronger our community will be. That's just the fact. In fact, if majority of us, not every single one of us, but if most of us are economically in power, you will not be dancing over your head for $30,000 empty pledge. You will not be dancing over that as much as you did. Certainly not you in America. What an embarrassing situation that was. We'll get to the situation itself. It was so embarrassing. I'd never seen anything like it. Grown men and women for something less than a full pledge. I can only imagine if SAAH 30,000 Joseph had counted the 30,000 cash. I can only imagine that roof would have came down. The problem would have set that building on fire out of excitement. If somebody say, I will make $30,000 available through the Liberian government, those are the exact words I'm told, right, Brother Frank? Is that what you heard?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Sir Joseph, Sir Hiding Joseph, by the way, Sir, you know, when you read a man named Sir H. Joseph, he doesn't pronounce the H. It reminds me of Obama, Hussein, Barack, Hussein Barack. Whether the H, was what is, unless if you really knew much. So, but in fact, I'm making a live comparison with Obama because by all account, Obama, belongs where he belongs. But there's a reason why Sir H. Joseph, the H is hardly ever pronounced Hiding, right? Is that how you call it, Freetown? Sir Hiding Joseph. That's what it is, but no, I don't think many of his people, including his own, not a lot of people know that. But we've done enough research. We've spoken to a lot of people, including people who went to school with him, man. So the H there, the Sir H. Joseph, the H that I have replaced to 30K, that H actually meant Hiding Joseph. Hiding being, I'm told, a very prominent, a very popular, common Sierra Leone name. I'm not suggesting by any means. What you mean, he's a full-fledged senator. Kudos to him. But my point is, Sir Joseph said, I'm told, that he will make $30,000 available through the Liberian government. Now, you heard me say it's not even a good pledge. Why do I say that? Because a good pledge, but Brother Franks, I know, you are a professor, you were once a teacher, and I'm not above your tutorage. Please correct me publicly here if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Some characteristic of good pledge will include not just the amount, but the date and time to be picked up. It's not left in vain. When somebody say, and it also includes personal responsibility. I, Kafumba Kroma, pledge $100 to be picked up Friday by the end of the month. Call me this day. I will deliver. I will give specific. I will give details. That's different. That's versus I, Kafumba Kroma, God willing, will make $2,000 available through the Minnesota Mandingo Association. There are two different things, Brother Frank Sano. You agree?
I agree with you.
Are two different things.
Yes.
And if that's what it is, if that's why this Mandingo hater, Sir Joseph, I call him Mandingo, I'll tell you why he's a Mandingo hater. If that's why this tribal bigot, somebody, want to flip, if that's what he said, then why are you all happy about it? Why are you crazy about Sir Joseph promising to make $30,000 available? It's a laudable effort. It's a promise that can be applauded, with due cares. Let's follow the man. Wait for the pledge. And more besides, I hope you were able to press him, to make him give you the rest of the information that he fell short of providing the general public, which are the ones I just highlighted. So, Mr. Senator, Honorable Senator, when precisely are you going to make this $30,000 available through your government? I hope he did so. I hope you got that information. When? How? Now, if you did so, more power onto you. We don't know that, so we can't speak to that. But this man, this Sir Joseph man, this is a man who's known to be so egocentric. This man does absolutely nothing that does not benefit him. Everything he does is something he must benefit from. Leave me. Go ask Brother Joseph. He can speak to that. Again, I'm not naming him as a witness because I didn't consult him on that. But I'm just saying this because Brother Joseph Sakor, after having served as the head of medical mission, Liberian medical mission, and what used to be, medical missions in the past, he had dealings with this man in the past, just as he had with some other government officials, as far as dealing with the port. Liberia, the country is so bankrupt, so bad at the moment that you find almost everybody trying to find third party here, and especially lawmakers who got duty-free privileges. People go to them to help them to clear up their goods, their commodity out of the port. So when this man was, get contacted to help a relief item, not goods to be sold, medications to be brought in that were brought into the country to help heal your people. Something that you are not able to do. When that medication comes and somebody seek your help, you want to personalize that. The little help you gave to you, that's more than the worth of the whole container of medication. You want it to be distributed in your district at the time, because of course now he's a senator now, so he's presided over the whole county now, but as a former representative. So you want this distributed and first you want your people to benefit first. Who told you that what the medication was brought to Liberia for? Who told you that? You want it to be given to you want call the shots. You want to decide who gets the medication. You want to decide when it gets given. You want to decide simply because you were reached out to and asked to render some assistance, as it relates to clearing the medication, the container from the port. And when those calls, those evil desires of his didn't materialize, what happened? He and Joe fell off. Joe is a highly principle-minded guy, very principle-minded. They fell off. And the good news is, falling off with him has not stopped Brother Joe's Liberia medical mission. Medical mission still goes to Liberia. Missions after mission. They don't have to deal with him. Yet they are able to clear their goods from the port by some other means, by God's grace, and medication is distributed amongst Liberians. Prophet Sano, you want to come in? I hate to go people. Yeah.
I want to start with the post. The post you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I read a good number of the comments,
mm-hmm.
and it was very troubling because I think the fight is the content, the message you were trying to send out was distorted. They didn't understand the content. You did not mention anything about who is the guest speaker or you against the guest speaker. I don't think the first post was about that. The first post, if I were those who were commenting,
mm-hmm.
you were actually trying to expose our brothers and sisters who are involved in this double standard in our community.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the post was about. You were exposing them. They will come to you and say, yeah, you are doing great. Then they will take their telephone and call you and say different things. So apparently, from what I read and my understanding, you were not happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You are a principle-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
If you disagree with somebody, you want to let them know that I disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give you the opportunity to convince me
mm-hmm.
that, look, join me.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a lot of brothers and sisters who will come to you
mm-hmm.
laughing,
mm-hmm.
and then they will say different things behind you.
Mm-hmm.
The post was about that. It has nothing to do
mm-hmm.
with bigotry. It has nothing to do that. Look, I mean, you're not happy. Sir Jose is the guest speaker. You're not happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
They took the entire thing out of content, and some of our
mm-hmm.
educated brothers,
mm-hmm.
people who refer to as educated,
mm-hmm.
people who are supposed to set good example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the community is difficult, for us to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got people who will take the messages out of content
mm-hmm.
and give different information to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Look, today I visited some families, bereaved families.
Mm-hmm.
People who attended the program,
mm-hmm.
I mean, talk to me. They expressed the need that, look, Kafumba,
mm-hmm.
things were not good.
Okay.
Things are not the way you saw it. The 30,000 issue has been highlighted.
Uh-huh.
But normally, you and myself, You have attended more FEMUSA program convention than I do.
Right.
But the few conventions I have attended, the protocols that I follow, as much as I don't consider this as a FEMUSA program, but that was not the case. There was a clear message that the community is not supporting what is going on. And that people are concerned. Those who attended the program call me, and I told them, look, why not you engage those who you know you're supposed to engage? Why you want to pass through me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you want to pass through me? Come out and say, look, this is wrong. Let's work together. There is wrong. We can do this together. If people are able to admit the fact and say, look, we err, and so let's come home and we can resolve these differences. So your first post, I don't know the reason why. I mean, people went ballistic on you, saying all type of things. I mean, I just contributed to a poor understanding.
Well,
they just read it, and maybe they were angry that you didn't come for the program, and so they said, "Okay, we'll go."
I like that. You see, I like that, bro, Frank. I like that.
You did not call for this.
Yeah.
In any case, you are trying to. What you did, you were trying to bring people up. People who call you and look and say, look, oh, this is what happened. This is you are telling them, look, come out and speak. Don't go in the corner. Don't call Kafumba on his phone and express your disappointment. Then when you come out, you see other people say, yeah, we did it.
Okay, thank you, bro, Frank Sano. Thank you, and I couldn't agree more. So yeah, I think what happened. You live in Philadelphia. You got first-hand information. You seen some of the people who traveled there. The program you went to this morning or the day after, days after the gathering, detailed testimonies you gathered from people, all relevant, right? So if those conversations, amounted to saying the program itself as a whole is not what it's being made to look like, then it makes perfect sense. Somebody like me who never, who was never anywhere around there, now I understand why the $30,000 partial pledge was used to cover everything else, because it really excited them. And it's good if you want to be so, but I thought, look, bro, Frank Sano, let's be realistic. For a community, whether you want to call it, you want to name the community organization, you want to take organization as a subset of a community, but for a group of people who have been striving to gather, to undertake project, especially a project that has been up in the air for years now, under whatever nomenclature it is, for over a decade too now, for that group to not even have, the first 10,000, 20,000, for that group, that community to not have any amount set aside for a project that they've all earmarked, decades now. That is very, very, concerning. And so it's understandable. It is somehow, perhaps, maybe that's why when this $30,000 partial pledge was made, that it was so shocking to them that they became so happy and started making comments that we'll be speaking to here that actually, pushed me out to say, oh no, you have crossed the line. We are not going to allow this to go unnoticed. We are going to highlight this. And I got some recordings, even though I've gotten a lot of calls, including some people I have so much respect for. They have said, look, if you play this pressing verse, almost for lifelong, this pressing. So look, I'm not disrespecting you. Those of you who call my mentors, my good friends, who have had the privilege to listen to some of these recordings, or you remember when my own good friend, Ibrahim Fofana in Minnesota, a very good friend of mine. You remember when he, doing election in Philadelphia, when I was being tapped to be moderator again. And then when they had this backdoor conversation in Philadelphia that we knew nothing about, when the audio came out, I played on my show, right?
You did.
I still got it. So so against that backdrop, I got people say, oh, please don't, I listen to the audio, but I don't want you to play this because, this person might never speak to this person for life. I get that part. Maybe I will, maybe I will not. But I say, but all the 30,000 though. So the 30,000, an amount that, that had this half pledged 30,000 sounded to our people like a half pledged 30 millions. Oh boy, were they so happy.
Kafumba.
Yeah.
Can I just hold you right there if you agree?
Okay.
Look, Kafumba, if the choice is yours, I remember vividly, you played that recording where we heard Commissioner Fofana. And all of the brothers who spoke there, we listened to them.
Yeah.
The choice is yours.
Yeah.
Tonight, if I were in your seat, I will expose these hypocrites. The deception. This is why destroying our community. And you know why? Because you and myself, we are objective, we are principle-minded. They turn it around and say, look, Mr. Frank Sano, Kafumba, then they are the troublemakers. That's how they call us. When we are on the right path. You understand? But before, let me tell you something. You see a drunkard. When somebody child is a drunk, we all laugh at the person. But in as much as that drinking is not good as a Muslim, but that person only bring that disgrace to themselves and maybe to their family. You understand? No other person is affected. But people who go around and lie, Kafumba, they can destroy a complete community. So the best thing we can do to these people is to expose them.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bro Frank Sano.
You understand?
Yeah.
This thing, we can put an end to this thing here. You understand? Because it's destroying our community. We got potential. I mean, look, my brother, I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bro Frank. Yeah, Bro Frank Sano. I don't know if you noticed that this year, this 2021 pandemic year, second pandemic year, 2020 was a pandemic year too, so it's still continuous. But this year in particular, do you know that on record, more people, African immigrant, Mandingo people to be specifically, more Mandingo people have gone by to visit Africa, Liberia, Guinea than any other time in recent history?
Yeah, somebody was telling me that last night.
Oh, yes.
I didn't take note of that.
So many people have gone to visit Liberia, Guinea, wherever they come from, wherever they want to go, in the last few months, in this year, than any other time in recent history.
Wow.
You know why?
No.
Because there's so many free money available right now in this country. If you look at the 2 stimulus check, those of them who got a bunch of kids and they're still collecting this money, you got some of them taking shower in the people's small business loan. They're taking complete bath in it. There's so much money, and that's a good thing that they've gone to, many of them, could afford this time around to go and see their people and come back, which is a good thing. Now, you're probably wondering, how did we get here? Why am I mentioning this? I'm mentioning this to say, Brother Frank Sano, if you belong to a community and you truly believe in that community, you believe in the project that is to be undertaken, for which somebody else will come and half pledge $30,000. You can't raise $30,000 with all the free money around. $30,000. That's all it is. You would agree with me that 30,000 half pledge or half pledge or even cash in Africa to our brothers and sisters in Africa will mean and should mean a whole lot more than 30,000 pledge to you and myself in America here. I'm not saying 30,000 is not a lot of money, but you know what? $30,000, there are people in our community, I'm very sure, who are capable of donating $30,000. if not individual, if he broke 30,000 down by 5, if you divide it by 5 people, about 6 people, 5,000 a piece, there are people here who have given 5,000 to FEMUSA before. 6 people, 5,000 a piece, 5 times 6, that's 30,000, right?
Yes.
And if he broke it down further, maybe 5,000 too much. If you broke it down to 10, among 10 community members who say they really believe in their community, they really want to have this project done. You divide 30,000 among 10 of them, that's $3,000 a piece. If 3,000 is too much, Brother Frank Sano, break it down among 30 people. That's $1,000 a piece. And if that's still not affordable, divide 30,000 by 100 people. It comes down to maybe $300.
Yes.
Do the math. Or if you even divide that 30,000 by 200 people, then it becomes 150. Who can pay 150 for your community? And if you see the picture, I see some people posting picture of large crowd. It was successful by virtue of some. Look, dances, parties are always crowded. Satan is very busy. Satan is very busy. That's why Ramadan, God has to restrain him. But otherwise, he's very active. He's very good at doing what he does. So if you take picture of party goers, dancers, and say, look, we had the people here, kudos to you. But divide that 30,000 by what? In the 5,000 people you have, the picture you got, and the 10,000 people, just take 200 of those people, divide 30,000 among them, that's 150 each. And that's the amount that will come to you without any politics. That is an amount that will come without any conditionality. That is the amount that will come without any precondition. That is an amount that you will be proud that you collected. And when people contribute to something, there's a common saying that put your money to where your mouth is. People feel proud when they contribute to something. They feel ownership of that thing. They feel that they have stake in it. Versus some dude coming to, pledge, give you half pledge of a $30,000 that you yet to see. Let's wait and see. But $30,000, it got these people so excited, they forgot that after all, when you divided 30,000 by the 5 million people you had there, not all of them, just 200 of them, because you claim you have 5 million people. But if you divide that 30,000 by just 10 of them, it comes down to 3,000. If you divide it, by 60 of them, that's 500 a piece. If you divided the 30,000 among 100 of them, that's $300 a piece. I am very sure majority of the people who went to that gathering, to that pageantry, spent more than $300 to go to that party. Spend more than $300. Now, if they truly believe in you, if you see they believe in you, and they want you to succeed, and they believe in the project, the so-called project that you want to undertake, you want to tell me they can't pay you $500, they can't pay you $150 a piece. 200 people can pay you $150 and make $30,000 overnight. But they don't believe in you. They say one thing, they do another thing. They lied and lied and lied. And that's the nature. That's how it's been. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be like that for a long time coming. And so they 30,000 have pledged, got these people so excited till they started, then they started making comments like, I'm told some of them were chanting Takbir. Over Takbir, they were chanting. They forgot, it was $30 million to them. And they went beyond Takbir. Then they started chewing, their thoughts in their mouth when they started making these outrageous comparison with Brother Honorable Amara Kone, and Honorable Musa Belete, talking about Anva Ivaya. Don't let me get out. Like when the last time, any Mandingo, guest speaker has ever done this. Amarawi awal dinimbale wakino. Musa Belete can try. This is some of the things on their recordings. The conversation they have with people recorded them. And even the people that were having this conversation were embarrassed. And that's where, that look, if you're wondering why Kafumba jumped over the issue, that is the key, that little thing, that little portion right there. That's the one that touched me. That's the one that really got to me. Can't you take your half-pledged $30,000 and run with it? Must you make outrageous comparison? Why should Amara get his money anyway? For what? Why should Musa ability? We know why SAAH 30,000 Joseph is pledging to you. We know why. I've told you already. They made egocentric. They made us nothing without interest. Let me give you a little bit of his interest. I don't know how many of you know that since President Weah got elected, he has distributed rice and food items among the Liberian Muslim community, Mandingos, every Ramadan except this gone Ramadan. Correct me if I'm wrong. This immediate past Ramadan is the only Ramadan where President Weah did not distribute any food item, no rice, no oil, nothing, no money. Well, it's not that Liberia has gotten broker than it has been. The few thousand bag of rice President Weah has been passing along to the Muslim community, I don't think that's no longer, he can afford that. But the reason why he didn't give this year is because the president, his party, his government, they are still angry with the Muslim and the Mandingo community because of the gun election. You know, Darius DeLong got the overwhelming majority of Muslim and Mandingo votes. Despite all the things Thomas Fala did, despite all the money he wasted, despite all the pledges, despite all the roads he paved, all the things he invested, our people still chose the other way. So the president, his party, his government, they are not happy about that. But as much as they are not happy, they know that 2023 is right around the corner. So how can they turn the situation around to get back to these people? Because whether you like it or not, I don't know when one of us will be elected to any high office, a Mandingo president, very high office. But regardless, we have a very huge, significant voting bloc. So with 2023 being just right around the corner, so these political engineers are trying to, find a way to come around the community to see how they can get to our people again. And so they're using the like of SAAH 30,000 Joseph to come around. Now, if you think I'm lying, so first of all, SAAH 30,000 Joseph can afford $30,000 on his own if he wanted to. If he really wanted to, he can afford it. There's no doubt in my mind that he got enough stolen money on him, just as the rest of them. But there's a reason why he said that he will make this money available through the Liberian government when the time comes. You know when that time will come? That 2023. It may be a little sooner, but it will be associated, it will be tied to 2023 because they have, for them, there's something in it for them. To them, it's a perfect opportunity to try again. If you don't succeed, you can try again. What that song? Forgot that song. That's what's in it for them. And fine. I'm not worried about that because thankfully, it appears that the Almighty God is beginning to teach our people some sort of, some sort of conscience. I'm saying this to say, if our people were that much gullible, then most of them would have voted for Thomas Fala anyway, after all the money he wasted. Who's calling me? I'm not taking any calls here. Please stop the call. Take calls here. I'm not taking any calls, please. They would have voted for Thomas Fala, all the money that was spent. But they took his money and they looked the other way. They said, I think this may sound more promising. And they did so. Kudos to them. I'm proud of them. Proud of all other Liberians who took the decision they took, to elect somebody who sounded more reasonable, more assuring at the time than someone who was just throwing cash at them. Now, the argument, you heard the argument, they say, in fact, somebody sent me pictures of me serving as master of ceremony at Sekou Kene inauguration back 2014, 15, whatever, in Phoenix, Arizona. I believe it's me and Sister Zainabu Belete in one picture, and then it's me and that's Alexander Cummings. And then there again, like you said rightly, Brother Frank Sano, apparently people don't understand. Let me make it clear. I have very little problem with non-Mandingo guest speakers coming to speak if it is the appropriate one. Now the question becomes, who determines the appropriate one? Why was Alexander Cummings appropriate versus Sir Joseph? Well, first of all, the Alexander Cummings you have today is not what you had then. Alexander Cummings had just retired from his corporate job in America. He was contemplating on going to Liberia to test the waters, to join politics. At the time, to the best of my knowledge, and up to even today, he has not made a single negative comment or comments about my tribe or my religion, not that I know of. Not that I know of. Cletus Watterson, he served as guest speaker. I don't recall, but yeah, if he did, well, then again. So the distinction here between those people and Sir Joseph is because Sir Joseph has proven over the years that he has some problem with us. Whether if you think that his position with respect to Joseph Sako Medical Mission, if you think that's typical of a politician, that's what he needed to do to demand supply for his people for his possible re-election, okay, I give you that. You can argue that, that's fine. But what about the fact that this man is also on record for allegedly instructing, when Ebola King Sir Joseph, they used to call him Ebola, because he had a bunch of few ambulances, maybe 4 or 5 ambulances running the street of plowing the street of Monrovia during Ebola 2014. So this man is reported to have instructed his drivers to not transport any Mandingo infected, Ebola infected patient. Now, when they are alive, sick, want medication, want to be transported, or dead. Allegedly, this man instructed his drivers to do this. How do you compare that one to Alexander Cummings, Cletus Watterson, all of non-Mandingo people that you've invited to speak to Mandingo events? Show me one of them who says something like that. And as if those were not enough, this man, when this government came up with the bogus impeachment against one of our own, a sitting member of the Supreme Court bench, in presence of our cabinet Janet, for no reason, when this bogus impeachment came, this man and the other man, Thomas Fala, who did not win, who spent all his money free, didn't get what he wanted. Those two led the campaign. This Joseph, man, I'll give you I'll read the name of all the people that voted to remove Justice Janet. There's no dispute in that one, right? No dispute in that one. This man, now only his single vote was not enough for him. He cast a vote for the wrong reason to wrongfully remove Janet. That was not enough. But when he suspected few other sound-minded, reasonable senators coming to vote in favor of Janet against the whole impeachment bogus, this is the man who took the voting ballots and ran with it. There's no, this is on record. Did you know this, Bro Frank Sano? This is the man who took the ballot that the people were putting the bags that the ballot would be casting. He took it and ran away with it because he did not even want, and he didn't even want a single vote in support of Janet. That is Sir Joseph here. So how do you compare Sir Joseph to any other person that you listing, you bring it? They are not the same. Initially, my problem was with when you talked about Sir Joseph pledged $30,000 versus, Honorable Amara Corner that you've invited over the years, the most you can get out of him, that $1,000. Well, at least Amara can get $1,000 in cash, at least. Our people have got to understand that every society, every community has got their own prominent people. God elevated them to where they are. Not you. Your personal envies and jealousy will not bring them down. And by you picking other people against them, you wanna kidding yourself. Look, when Justice Janet sat at on the Supreme Court bench, when Amara said that finance ministry, none of them did anything for me. But you know what? I felt proud that they were there. Their presence there, the position that they've served, meant well to my ethnic group, to my religion, to my kind. They represented all of us there. There's absolutely no way you're going to reach every single person. I know the people who called to say, Amara Kone doing his entire tenure at finance ministry, that the man sent over 80 people on scholarship abroad to study. Only 2 Mandingos, they said. I have not verified that information. If Amara did that, that was outrageously bad for him, for our community. But still, it does not take anything away from Amara being who Amara is, one of our best. And to compare him with 30,000 Joseph over half promise, a promise that yet to see, to me, that was seriously concerning and seriously troubling. Seriously, to say the least. Shame on you. You ought to retract that comparison. You ought to take back those comments. Amara is better than that. Way better than that. And Musa ability. Now, here's the thing. I have some call people say, oh, Kafuma, so you coming to defend Amara and Musa. Have you spoken with them? Do you have some fact? Well, I've not spoken with Amara directly. I've spoken with people who are closest to him. I spoke with, some people very close to him. And some of those people were kind enough to provide me some information. Some actually provided me with some, not just verbal information, but with tests, written, on paper information. But Brother Frank Stano, you know why I scheme to play?
No.
You see, as Mandingos, majority of us are Muslims. And now, so now our brothers, absent, short of the public donations that they make, that they are compared to make, during the short time that we've had this conversation going, I have come to realize through conversation and through documentation that these people have done so much more for the Mandingo community, so much more than I even knew. But you know what? They said they did it in keeping with their religion, Islam. They said, they told them in their madrasa, in their various places of worship, masjid, that when your right hand does good, don't even let the left hand know about it. That they will not really feel comfortable for me to come here and start listing what they've done, because that's not what they did it for. They did not do it for your appreciation. But they said, Kafumba, since you want to know, for your information purposes, here are the facts. Just because you didn't see me coming to, have pledged 30,000, 10,000, whatever thousand, that doesn't mean I didn't do it. These are things we have done and we continue to do. Some are in public, some are in private. One of the ones in public, for instance, have pledged Sir Joseph, Sir 30,000 Joseph gave you. Why Musa Benete just pledged 25,000 to a building of a central mosque in Banga? And he didn't say he'll make the government, he'll make it available to the government though. He said, he will give it. And you know damn well, Musa Belete, look. So, but the bottom line is, these people, I'm not at liberty, rather, to speak to some of the good things, more than your 30,000, more than your 60,000. They've done way more than that, but I'm not at liberty to speak to them because they don't feel comfortable doing so. To them, it sounds like a brag. People bragging. They did it for our community, but more so for God, for them to be rewarded. And it should still like that. So I'm not going to give you that list, but I will tell you this. Even if they are not done so, even if they are not done, even if they are not giving you, they are not giving you 30,000 or the $1,000 that you now so much ungrateful about, they are still among the best we got. Musa Belete, maybe, Bro Frank, I know maybe you know better than me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Musa Belete is the first Mandingo man to serve as the chairman of a major Liberian political party.
Correct.
Yeah. So you envy that man, and and because of your limited ego, because somebody want to use you to get our people through the back door, shame on you. Shame on you. Those people are now your peers, they are now your crowd, they are now mine. They are our senior brothers in all aspects of life. God made them our senior, both in age and as well as status in society. The sooner we realize that and appreciate it, the better it shall be for all of us. But Frank Sano, I'll take a break. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. As I listen to you, you touch a lot of important issues. But let me just go back straight. When I since this program took place, today actually my first day to have gone out. I went on Woodland and visited some other brothers because they are bereaved. And like I told you, 2-3 persons, prominent people engaged me to say, look, we all need to come together. This is not necessary. And from what I got from them, they told me in 2018, Kafumba, you were here. In fact, UMC, the meet and greet, the traditional hours, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Mamadi was president, 2018.
Yeah.
And you saw how, though the place was not that big, but you saw how it was packed with people, prominent people in our community, with our elders. But unlike this other one, my understanding is that elders did not turn out. You understand?
Yeah.
That sends a message, and what that person was telling me, that sends a message that, look, people are not happy with this, and the children need to come together. And the person was giving me the responsibility. I said, but you too, you are an elder too. You too should get involved. It should not only be me. So that part of it, according to him, was below the belt. No traditional hour. It was poorly attended. When it comes to the Indo program, I understand. In fact, the Indo, the attendance was poor, so it has to be canceled to the night program. Those are actually spoke in the night. I mean, and as far as my memory can serve me well, you correct me, you've been attending a lot of these programs. I don't think we have ever had an Indo program in the night. Have we?
No. Yeah.
The guest speaker spoke in the night. So that speaks volume about the attendance. But coming back to the issue of this comparison, and that is what is troubling. That people will reduce this whole thing.
Yeah.
I do agree that our brothers did it in line with Islam. And they don't want anybody to talk about it.
Right.
But I'm going to speak about one. I'm going to talk about one.
Okay.
That is, look, Kafumba when all of us were refugees
Mm-hmm.
in Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, and even up to the time of the end of the program,
Mm-hmm.
the Mandingo population was huge.
Mm-hmm.
It outnumbered all other tribes that were in the Guinea area, especially in the Zerere belt, in the Lola area, in the Yomo area, in the Gegedu area, in the Kivu area.
Mm-hmm.
This brother, Kone, he had an opportunity to maybe work with UN, to maybe work with ADRA, to maybe work with PAN, to maybe work with Red Cross. But this brother, because of the Mandingo cause, this brother went to the bush, got wood, and got in the teaching field, built schools, so that our Mandingo brothers, instead of sitting down by themselves, instead of engaging in activities that are unacceptable in the community, decided to have a structure where Mandingo children can go to school, and he was not getting anything. So I was part of that team. I was in the Gegedu area. We taught almost for a year. We're not getting a dime from anybody. The first time we got money, you know how much they were paying us? Every month, and we're getting paid after every 2 months. Every month, we're getting 30,000 franc Guinea. That was the pay of the teachers. And that's why Amara accepted to teach his brothers. And he did so well that he was elevated from classroom teacher to principal, then from there to the school coordinator in the region there.
I heard.
30,000. I'm asking you, can you compare that to 30,000?
Of course not. Absolutely not.
Who is able to pay for that?
Yeah.
You cannot pay the young man for that. Even if Amara gave 1 million, that services alone is more than $1 million US. Because today you have thousands of our brothers who pass through him. There are some are medical doctors today, some are engineers today, some are economists today, some are lawyers today, some are in different areas of concentration in life, and they are impacting the world. And that credit goes to the Mandingo people. So there is no way anybody can measure the contribution of Amara Kone to our community.
Absolutely not.
Brother Hassan, Musa Hassan Belete. This guy, trust me, I have not had the opportunity. I don't know him. We talk on the phone 1 or 2 times, but I have not met him, Kafumba. But the record behind him is that the guy is generous. He's kind. He gave out. I have followed a lot. That I heard a lot that he has given. So you can compare that with this political gift. You understand?
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
If somebody want to give something with no hidden motive, with no ulterior motive, you will say, look, Frank Sano, I'm pledging or I'm giving this 30,000.
Yeah.
Why pass through a political party? Why pass through a government?
Yeah. Because they want to get the people to
do that. And you are right. You know the way it's looking with what happened to one of our brothers, one of our principle-minded brother, and I salute him, Janet. The CDC have lost the Muslim and the Mandingo vote, and they are confused. So they are ready to hang on anything to get that back. But they are following the wrong trend. It's not going to work for you. No way. Because we still remember what you did to Janet. You understand? We remember that. And we remember what you have done to many other persons. You understand? We don't, up to now, with, 2017, our community came out. But what was the reward? What have we gotten in this government?
Yeah.
Nothing. We don't even have a full-fledged minister. No way.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I do, Brother Frank Stano.
And now people continue to say hallelujah to such a
Yeah.
we are above that.
Yeah.
We are better than that.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just not happy. I'm just like you. I'm just not happy with the level of deception, the level of hypocrisy in our community. You understand? If we minimize that, it's very easy for us to come together as a community.
Sure.
We can disagree.
Yeah.
It's good that we disagree. But when we all see the fights, we should come together.
Yeah.
And work. We got a lot of potential. We
Yeah.
can tap into that potential. Look, you were around, I was around. We all know when FEMUSA was founded, the kind of people that were around the organization. Do we have that today? No, we don't. We can't even boast of 20,000, 30,000, or 40,000 in our accounts. Don't we have the potential? We have it. But because of the deceit, the hypocrisy, the deception, those who come to the organization, when they invest all the money, you got other people supporting them.
Yeah.
And how do we go forward?
Just to interject quickly, isn't it funny that in that same hall, the hall of celebration, where they were celebrating the half pledged $30,000, there were two persons in that hall who had taken more than $30,000 on their own term. Of course, you have former President Sekou Kennedy, who can now account for $31,000, but yet $30,000 half pledge was so big to him. Of course, you had, my own uncle, Brother Mamadi Sise there, who can account for $18,000. Well, you do the math. You are $18,000 to $31,000. How much you get it? 42,000, something like that?
No, that's 49.
49, right?
Yeah.
So you look at that. Now here's the thing though. Every single time Mandingo people have gathered in the Philadelphia area to have program, we have never received more less than $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. It's almost giving, especially after the pandemic, when people people had to dust off their dancing shoes and stuff like that. But no, let me give you the names of other people that we will be opposing in the future, just in case you, whoever you call yourself within the Mandingo community, whatever name you give yourself, and all other Mandingo organizations. These are other speakers from the non-Mandingo community that if you were to bring to your event, I guarantee you that we will be speaking about it. We will be highlighting them. Because these people, these are 30,000 pledged Joseph co-conspirators when it came to illegally removing Justice Janet off the bench. This man, oh my God! So you got pen? Get ready. Let's see. So here, these are the 22 senators, including 30,000 Joseph, who illegally removed Janet for no reason. What has changed about the government since Janet was removed? Let me ask you this. Is the Liberian government any better today than it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when Janet was there? Is it any better? Has anything changed? With specific reference to the judiciary system, the justice system, the criminal justice system. What is different? Nothing. Nothing, because it was all based on lies, hypocrisy, envy, hatred, tribalism. That's all. Here's the list. So you got Vani Sherman. I have Vani Sherman on LDF many years ago. If you go on YouTube, he's there. Now he was his senator then, but he's senator now from Grand Cape Mar County. Senator Vani Sherman. Yay! Let boot Justice Janet up. Edward Dogosi, another Cape Mar senator. Maurice Satoma, Bomi County, Senator Maurice Satoma. And your favorite darling boy, Joseph hiding 30,000 Joseph. No, SAAH hiding 30,000 Joseph. Monserrado County. Yay! This is the man who now voted in favor of removing Janet, but he took the ballot, put it on his arm, and ran with it. When other people were coming to vote no. I just lost Brother Frank Sano. He'll come back, inshallah. So, yeah, SAAH hiding 30,000 Joseph. Yay. Jean Tamola, Magibi County. Henry Yala, Bon County. George Tengbe, Lofa County. Thomas Groupie, Nimba County. Justice Jane County people. Thomas Groupie. Thomas Groupie, as many of you know, used to be a very good friend of mine. When I went to Liberia 2014, 2016, he really took good care of me. He was a senator then. He showered me with scratch cards, and he was really kind to me because I had interviewed him on the same platform, maybe a different format, LDF, many years earlier. So when I met him, he was very kind to me. But yeah, he's on this list too. No wonder why he's no longer in the legislature, right? Yeah. So Thomas Groupie, Nimba County, Justice Jane County. Then you got, of course, Prince Johnson, the flip-flapper. One day for you, the next day, you never know. The war, that traumatized senator, the way he killed President Samuel Kendo, he wasn't rehabilitated. And so he flip-flopped so much, he has no clue what's going on. So that's why every time they mention war and economic crime court, he thinks they're calling his name. He has come to substitute his own name to war and economic crime court. But he voted too, Prince Johnson. Marshall Dennis, Grand Judah County. Alfonso Gay, Grand Judah County. No surprise there. Matthew J, River G County. Dan Morias, I interviewed this idiot. Dan Morias, remember? I conducted a debate between he and former FAMUSA President Mohamed Dukle on my platform. The audio is on YouTube. Go and watch it there. Mohamed Dukle, a very smart character, member of our community, defeated this idiot on my platform flat. Yeah, Dan Morias. He and former Mohamed Dukle, former President Mohamed Dukle had a debate on my platform here before. Well, then you have Goble Bo Brown, Maryland County, Peter Comer, Grand Crew County, Abbott Chill, Grand Crew County, Milton Teje, that big mouth guy, Sano County, Augustine Che, Sano County, Dallas Goa, River G, Francis Payne, River G, Jonathan Kepe, Grand Bassa County, Ahmed Jala, Guapolo County, Amara County, Guapolo County. This list, anybody on this list, anybody invite to any Mandingo or Muslim event in any capacity, you can rest assured I'm opposed. What I'll now speak out, I'm opposed. Just like SAAH 30,000 Joseph, I wasn't going to speak as much as I'm opposed. I was angry just on hearing his name, that our community was bringing somebody like him. Hey man, I said Ebola time. They said this man told his ambulance drivers not to transport Mandingo Ebola patients anywhere. And he didn't stop there. The reason he gave is even more troubling. Because you know how Ebola was ravaging among our people. So this man, who many people say can't even take shower, this man had the audacity to insinuate that Ebola was ravaging among our people because of their way of life. Mandingo people do dirty. All of them can eat in one bowl. They can take, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to insult myself in somebody else's name. Allegedly, this man did that. And if he thought that was not enough, then here's the man. They were distributing money to all the other senators to go impeach Justice Janet. I tell you though, look, it's about time people have got to understand that Mandingo life matter. Mandingo proud, Mandingo dignity matters, my people. Above all, Mandingo solidarity matters. What is Mandingo solidarity? When one Mandingo person, male or female, is hunted, is being targeted and hunted down simply because of who they are, because he's a Mandingo person, because she's a Mandingo person, because he's a Muslim, because she's a Muslim, my people, that all of us being targeted and hunted down. Mandingo solidarity matters. If you want to call me a tribal bigot, I'm proud to be called that. But I tell you what, the Jewish people, that's how it operates. Even here in this country. But you know, the minority community in any society, African Americans here, the Native Americans, when you are minority, you've been regarded as such. When you are looked down upon, as we've been looked down upon in Liberia, from 30K town in Liberia.
7.
Hello?
Yeah, but am I live?
Oh, yeah, you live, but I'm not ready for calls here. Give me 2 more minutes, I'll start taking calls. I beg you, please.
Yeah, I want you to bring me like a very important thing to talk about that, what you say. I'm very interested.
Okay. Yeah, please call back in 5 minutes. Yeah. But first, I got too many people calling and testing. I might not be reading your test. Somebody testing. I'm going to talk about constitutional violation. Constitutional violation of what? You got a constitution? Why you want me to talk about it? Can't talk about it yourself. And please leave me. Stop testing me nonsense. I didn't come here to talk about constitutional violation. You got a constitution before you violated one? I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the issue that I raised. All right? So I was saying, Mandingo solidarity matters. When the people target and hunt down one of your kind, look, when you say bad thing about Jewish people, anti-Semitic comment you make, you'll pay the price. If you're a politician, Jewish people would not support your campaign. They'll make you pay for it. You say negative comment about African American people, they know you to be a racist, you target them for who they are, my friend, you'll pay price for it. Go do your research. You know how many millions of dollars the Jewish community kind of reject annually because of from people who have said things that are against their struggle? Or you know how many millions of dollars that the African American communities can reject occasionally, continuously, from people who they believe to be anti-black. Black lives matter. But I say Mandingo lives matter. Mandingo proud matters. Mandingo solidarity matters even more. So therefore, Mandingo guest speakership should not be up for sale. It should not be awarded to the highest bidder. It shouldn't be about that. No. It's not how much money you can afford. But you know what? The thing they call ingratitude is in our DNA when it comes to us as Mandingo people. Almost majority of our former community leaders can relate to this. You go from the Alaji GB Kroma to Seku Damati Kone, even Uncle Seku Akene of District 2. It wasn't that long ago, people passing around, they say, oh, the man can't speak to people. The man proud. The man can keep a glass down. He can't wave at people. And Jimmy Smith speaking to you now. Jimmy Smith can go to your funerals, right? And Jimmy Smith can go to your baby naming ceremony. He's not proud. When he passing by, you can park a car, you get down and can't hug you. And can't shake your hand, right? What ungrateful people we are. How dare you drag Amara Kone and Musa Belete into your nonsense? You think they are your peers? Is that what you think? Go try and get your sorrowful $30,000 half pledge. See if you'll get it without conditions. Go get that. But even more important is the fact that you can't raise $30,000 on your own. You got to lick somebody behind and jump through the roof because somebody pledged that they will make $30,000 available. They ain't say they were giving it to you. They will try to make it available through a third party, the Liberian government. I gave you the math already. You want my advice? You don't need that $30,000, folks. You don't need it. Write that man back. Tell that man that you've done enough. You've demonstrated enough hatred for our people to the extent that we cannot take except your money. Thank you for coming to the event. It was an oversight. Please don't try to make your $30,000 available. After all, our people can raise it. We can divide that $30,000 among 100 people, Mandingo people, $300 a piece, that $30,000. You can divide it among 200 people, that 150 a piece. Mandingo women are known to be so generous when it comes to community matter. Divide that 30,000 among 10 Mandingo women, 3,000 a piece. They will give it to you in a heartbeat. Divide it among 60 people, $500 a piece. Is the math that difficult? How could you be so ungrateful? How could you be so how could you embarrass yourself this much? That you're going to jump through the roof for half-pledged $30,000? But though, it's funny because as far as I remember, when I was growing up, Mandingo people were the upper class ones. We were the people used to run to for money. Go to that Mandingo pape. But how did we come to be on the opposite side? That we the ones celebrating half-pledged $30,000 today from people whose parents and grandparents used to run to our parents and grandparents for subsistence? That us? Seriously? All right. In the interest of time, it's past 4 o'clock, so I think I better open the phone lines because I have another show coming up. I have Don Fosi coming. But honestly, I don't think I've dealt with this issue enough, but we own it. We own it. My brother, even political parties in this country will reject bad money. LGBT of all people, will reject, these people. Hello, brother.
Yeah, this brought from Arizona.
Okay, all right. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Don't go. Stay on. Don't go. Stay on. Stay. Yeah, hold on. Stay on the line. So I'm gonna take some calls now. I'll open the lines. Brother Frank Sano has left me. I don't know what happened to his phone, to his device, or maybe he got some other pressing issues. But Brother Frank Sano, I'm here. Feel free to come back anytime. You got a link. And Uncle Ronald Jabate, I thought you didn't have time because, but if you're here and you told me some great things that you like to make clear, just send me a hi, message. Then I know you're here and I'll send you the link so you can come in studio and say your own, beta for, right? So you can say your own and then we can. But anyway, we'll start taking calls now. So if you have any comment, question, or concern about this matter, by all means, please dial 612-481-5130. 612-481-5130. If you're calling from out of the country, Liberia, Ghana, Guinea, call the WhatsApp number. That number I just called, simply add +1 to it. It becomes the WhatsApp number. Call it, and we'll take your call over the phone here. So we'll go to the first caller, Bro Sekou Dukle on the line. Did you say Sekou Dukle?
Yes, Sekou Dukle from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, you're on live, my brother. Go ahead, make your point.
Brother Kroma, thank you. I want to tell you thank you. But I'm going to have another podcast concerning the same issues.
Okay.
So I just want to tell you that donation to Famosa Medical Center in Liberia. First of all, we the Mandingo in America here, we can be our own medical center. We don't need suggestions.
Tell me about it.
Money to can't give it to us here.
Absolutely.
Number one.
Yeah.
What I want to say.
Yeah.
Number two, the removal of Mr. Johnny on the associate bench of this CDC-led government were orchestrated by Sir Joseph Akala Gray and Thomas Fowler.
Yes.
And they all went to our brother and remove him from the Supreme Court bench.
Yeah.
We don't need $2,000 to come bribe our Mandingo brother.
No, we don't.
To go campaign for CDC government.
Yeah.
I want to be the president of Liberia. I tell you the people, Mandingo supposed to be smart, not be thinking big.
Yeah.
We kept here and be behind people taking a bed and be drama for somebody around here.
Yeah.
We can be president too. This is why when I announced it, we're not ready for us.
We're not ready.
Because if we are ready, you'll play your own team. We got ACO.
Yeah.
We got Unity Party.
Yeah.
In the Unity Party, we got a lot of people inside. They want to scatter it for us. Yeah. We can still bring ACO back together. That's our party.
Yes.
So we cannot be behind people like a bear ball. All right?
Yeah.
We build. We came out, we supported a candidate that wants the senatorial seat in Monserrate. People know the Mandingo people wait in that country. But we ourselves don't know ourselves. That's the problem we have.
Yeah.
If you know your very self, you know you're important. Nobody can play with you.
Yeah.
But our people, little cash can make them move around there and they can't find money.
Yeah.
Our people have property in our country more than any other tribe in our country. All right?
Yeah.
Our people invest. I'm not that. Who the Liberian try to get their own shape in that country?
Yeah.
Their own shape.
Yeah.
Who the Liberian men have over 10,000? I mean, who the Liberian men have a real renowned gas station that can be compared to Total, or can be compared to Share, can be compared to Shalom in America.
Yeah.
The Mandingo people. Who the tribe that were into diamond and gold business in Liberia? The Mandingo people. We got money.
Yeah.
But our people they always want to be behind other people. To be making them be leaders, senators, this, that. You have my money in the horse there?
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson was on the Supreme Court bench. The senator that went around, they went and bribe them.
Yeah.
They went and removed the brother. $30,000 cannot get us question to us in the parliament. If the CDC-led government is serious, the man won a case in Nigeria, let it bring him back on the Supreme Court. Then we'll know that they're serious.
Yeah.
Let it bring him back on the Supreme Court. We all want somebody in the government.
Yeah.
We don't want people to be around here, be on the back door. Pamusa leadership cannot convince the population of the Mandingo people in Liberia. I challenge that. They want to do their best.
Yeah.
They're using Pamusa to convince the Mandingo people to vote for CDC-led government. They lie.
They lie.
They lie.
Yeah.
Because we ourselves too, we won't be on the Supreme Court bench. We won't be in the presidency. We won't be in any position in our country. We're not supposed to be afraid of position.
Yeah.
Can you say on behalf of the federal government, we $10,000? You think we're not able to pay our own hospital in Monrovia, Mr. Pomba? We're not able to pay our own hospital?
Of course we can. Of course. Absolutely. Yeah.
Become people for so many years, they supposed to say you can be.
Yeah.
Tell them you can be.
Yeah.
This is why I'm coming to New Jersey to announce my candidacy. I don't play with it. I'm capable of running.
Yeah.
I have produced a book that can explain what I want to do for my country. So I don't want people to be playing around here and supporting $30,000. You know, we talk about billion dollars, talk about signing a $1 billion contract for Liberia.
Yeah.
You don't come and talk about $30,000, you take government money and run to Philadelphia and can't give it to our Mandingo organization to convince them and making Sheridan to be the Mandingo, CDC chairman in the US. All is politics.
Yeah.
Because they know that they are hurt our feelings, move our brother from the government cycle with no reason. Hate. So let the brother not forget what happened to our brother. It was that a hate.
Okay.
It was my hate. I had a lot of party against Janet removal, and our brother didn't forgetting what happened to them just a few months ago.
Thank you.
That's not fair.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Tell the people that you know better than them. They will not be fooling with little cash under the table.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm glad you talk about it. I saw your post 3 days ago while on a flight coming back from DC. I said, yes, this man is the real Mandingo brother. He don't hear for no bribery. We all can stand our pocket. We know how we can spend our money. If Tuma becomes the chairman, the leader of Famusa, we're not saying that we're not bringing money in donation to Tuma, but Tuma will also be bringing the
Thank you. Thank you. Let me take another call. Thank you, Mr. Du. Let me take another call. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to LDF. Your name and where you come from.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Kuma. This is Baba Ture calling from Roseville, Minnesota.
All right, good afternoon, President Ture. How you doing, sir?
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Very good show. Thank you. We really appreciate whatever you're doing for this community. Keep the good job going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Quick to the point. This is something that I really wanted to talk about. If I knew you taking people on the show today, I was going to be one of your guests, but that's not the point yet. So I just want to point out some of the contribution of our people. Let's look at what Sir Joseph has done for us and what he has done against us. So, look at Cabinet Janet. On Cabinet Janet decided to forgo his career, to forgo his opportunity to even come to the United States or do something else, to follow law forces, to put his... They call it the one law. It's because of us. Right?
Yeah.
It's because of us. This man is on the bench. He is representing us.
Yeah.
Already get more than $1,000 class over his head.
Yeah.
That is even more than Mr. Joseph money.
Yeah.
Flesh. Right?
Yeah.
So when we look at those things, You look at what my friend Sano just outlined about bro Amara. Do you think that's worth 30,000?
I know.
Leaving your job, leaving everything, being refugee teacher, starting from zero, volunteering, teaching people. I'm not students that bro Amara want to talk. Without bro Amara those people will never have gone to school.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Is that worth 30,000?
Yeah.
Is Mr. Belete, Musa Hassan Belete, what he has done for the Mandingo community? Is that worth 30,000? So I just want to make this thing clear. I personally don't have a problem with non-Mandingo being a guest speaker of our event. I don't have a problem.
Right.
But like you said, who is the person?
Right.
One. And number two, I don't care how much that person would even if it was cash, you can never compare that one to that of our brothers that are suffering for this community. I mean, it's an insult to even say, to even compare 30,000 to even the fact that Mr. Kone represented us. He won the best finance minister of the year, the whole Africa. That's a Mandingo man.
Right.
If that's not enough for us, can 30,000 replace that?
Yeah.
If we cannot embrace that, then with the fact that we are being represented by those people, they have done a lot of stuff for us that we cannot compare it to that of not only Sir Joseph, and normally, even George Weah. Even forget about Sir Joseph, George Weah. Even George Weah's contribution to the Mandingo people cannot be compared to that of Musa Hassan Belete or Honorable Kone. I don't even want to speak about Honorable Jane. But again,
yeah.
This is the man that left everything and started school. He helped to educate us free. Before friends just said, before start making a 30,000 guinea francs. They were not even coming on time. Mr. Jane has done it. Mr. Belete, I mean, let us not be frustrated with this guy too much, with Sir Joseph too much. That's going to be my closing point.
Okay.
Sir Joseph, when you go to auction, Mr. Koma, when you go to auction, the highest bidder take the deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The community is born for auction. Sir Joseph was the higher bidder.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, we should not, like he said, was the former VP in the MMA case. The person that invited them should have look on your left and right before you make those decisions. Why is this guy bringing to us?
Yeah.
It's Mandingo. No, man, yeah. Not me, really. I thought Mandingo was because of your pride. That's what differentiates us from all other tribes in Liberia, right?
Yeah, I know.
I want integrity. Man, yeah, they not made it out.
Yeah.
What is it? 30,000? We have people, like you said, we have people in our hall that have more than 30,000 class hanging on their head.
Yeah.
But jumping.
Yeah.
Jumping. 30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, you can bring Sir Joseph. There's an auction. The man won the auction, so he was the higher bidder. He came. He probably told the organizer that when you choose me, I will pledge 30,000 on behalf of maybe that I'm not sure of that. So because you have to look at certain criteria before picking the guest speaker. So I'm not sure which criteria was looked into to pick Sir Joseph. But the only thing I can look into, because after all, I never hear anybody speaking about the speech Sir Joseph gave. All I hear, when politicians can still coagulate tout le labrango. Seriously? Nothing can happen. What we're going to do? Probably we're going to be insulting our heroes' mothers or follow the riot, maybe. Because they don't even bring the money. Like you said, it's not even a good way place. No debt, no tax, nothing.
Okay.
You just through the government.
Okay. Thank you.
But again, thank you very much for the show. We appreciate you. We are here. Again, do not be deterred. This is the Mandingo community. People that fight for us. Some of them in jail today. And then we are sitting here. Some of us stay asking those people.
Okay.
Please, some of our heroes are there.
Thank you.
Some people stay them. Yeah. So again, I want to thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar.
Thank you.
And thank you for the show. We'll listen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Toure. Thank you. So, Brother Asumana Randolph Jabate has joined me in studio. I told you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar.
Thank you.
And thank you for the show. We'll listen.
He had expressed interest in Brother Asumana Randolph Jabate has joined me in studio. I told you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar.
Let's repeat. Okay. Interest. Brother, I think you need to load your device. Brother, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to load down whatever device you listen to so we can hear ourselves. Brother, I think you need to load your device. Brother, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to load down. Okay, so yeah, I think he's struggling with his device. So yeah, Brother Asumana Jabate, Randolph Jabate, like many other people, have expressed interest, in being a part of today's conversation. Some of them, I tell you right now, I'll not be bringing them because I had a little brief interview with them. I know the route is to the position they're traveling. It's like, on different planets. So that can be a good. They are thought may be good for some other days, but not today. Not to mention, time is fast spent. I'm quickly running out of time. I can't believe I've been here over 2 hours already. But as you very well know, I have Donzo Fofana Silai reunion coming up Labor Day weekend, next weekend, September 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I believe. So those people have a pay appearance with me tonight. So when I leave studio here, I'll just roam around a little bit. I'm going to come back, and we encourage you to please join us later when Don Fosi, speakers join me in studio so we can talk about their events, the things they look forward to, how this year's family reunion will be different from last year, and from all the other ones. As you know, the goal of life is to get better. So, and I think they are very cognizant of that. So each year they try to improve their reunion and do more good things than the year prior. So they'll be joining me, and I encourage you to join me too when they come to. I want to come to studio in a few hours' time. So the chance is yours to call if you have contribution to make. You know how the told president we are off track in Nimba County. Now you not take me off track, so I'm off track. I was talking about Google Tina, but now the callers have taken me off track. So, if you wish to contribute, if you have any comment, concern, or even question for me or about the issues being discussed, please, by all means, please call 612-481-5130. I'm right here. I'll take your calls. And I don't care if you disagree with me. I promise you, I don't care if you disagree with me. I mean, that's the essence of life. We all cannot agree. We all can never agree. If we all agree, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So, we are individuals. We're made individual by God. We can disagree, but we can disagree respectfully. We can disagree to agree. We can disagree on one thing and agree on another thing. We always do. We should always do that too. So I was saying that what happened, bro? What happened to the link I sent you? Why you want me to send another link? You still got it. The link still good, brother. Just click on it. Click on that single link. I'm looking at it. So Mandingo people, when it comes to being ungrateful, una God can speak to that. Look at the people who laid down their lives for us during the 1990s. our fighters, how many of them are we remembering today? What kind of organized program that you have for them? Or you want them to die first before you can come up with all the beautiful speeches and resources and all that kind things?
One.
Like, Langasa. Good afternoon. Welcome to LDF. What happened? All the beautiful speeches and resources and all that kind things. What Langasa. What welcome to LDF. What happened?
Look, if you put me on the link, I will be this.
Brother,
I'm Nigerian.
Well, because you got something, listen, I hear it myself.
Okay.
The device you got behind you while monitoring the show, you need to turn that one down.
Has nothing to do with my device. I have used it.
Can you hear me now?
I have nothing. I don't have anything. I don't have anything on this show. I don't have anything in my room. I don't have no device in my room.
Okay, all right. So go ahead. So you want to make your point this way? Go ahead now.
I have nothing in my room. I don't have anything on this show. I don't have anything in my room.
Okay.
I don't have no device.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you want to make your point this way? Go ahead.
Look, there's okay. Let's,
so you want to make your point this way? Go ahead.
No, I don't want to make my point this way because it's not clear.
Yeah, it's not clear. The lack of clarity is coming from your end. Other people call it well, not like this. So the thing you're listening to,
because this has never happened before. I honestly feel that it's not clear.
Bro, Jabate, I'm not doing anything to your line. What if I don't want you come? I'm not forced to bring you, so I will not invite you there and handicap you. I'm better than that. Hello? Oh my goodness! You hear that one? Bro, Jabate says he's been handicapped by me. Oh Allah, Allahu Akbar! God is great. So, where was I?
1 7 1.
Hello? Oh, Allah, Allahu Akbar. God is great. Hello?
Look.
Where was that? Jeez. Let me see if I can call him. Because this is getting too... I like Brother Ranab Jabate a lot. You know, I love him a lot. You remember when I served, when I was elected in Minnesota, I invited him to be the installing officer. He traveled from that. By the way, that was his first time coming to Minnesota. All the years he been in the U.S., I brought him to Minnesota. The first and perhaps the only time he came and served as my installing officer. He installed me, and his sister, Councilor Mameta Jabate, was the guest speaker. So I didn't know that first. It was just by coincidence. I invited a brother and a sister, one guest speaker and another installing officer. It was beautiful though. So let me call him because the way he's trying to blame me so. Bro, Jabate? One guest speaker and another.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm calling you now. Is it better? So let me call him. So the way he's trying to blame me so. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, then go back in your messenger, click on the link now, then you can come back to studio.
Well, it is not better. It is not better, but all I'm saying.
Click, go, look, go back in your messenger, click on that link, come in the studio.
Yes.
Okay, then go back in your messenger, click on the link now, then you can come back to studio. Hello?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, you see the difference? I don't know why they were trying to blame me. I mean, something wrong in your background. You know, I'm hearing myself. Some, people calling. Nobody having a problem is having. Then the message, I'm handicapping him because I don't want. Look at that kind of allegation. Yeah, bro, Crazy. Sorry. Welcome to LDF. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm talking about calling for our show.
And who said 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Eh?
I thought 6 o'clock Eastern time.
Are you sure now?
Yeah, I'm wrapping up. I'm making a lot of promotion about the show. I'm just finishing right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, so okay, I was just calling about our show.
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
if you check the announcement, I said 6 p.m. Central. But I mean, I got less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes left here anyway.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go. I said 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's what I thought.
No, look at the announcement. I said 6 p.m. Central. That's why I wrote.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, I didn't know you. Okay, no problem. I'll let that one know.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Roger Bata is back. Let's try this. I don't want to pay their fine. That's why I wrote.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, I didn't know you. Okay, no problem. I'll let that one know.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me turn this. Okay. Roger Bata, can you hear me now? It's back. Let's try this. I don't want to pay their fine. That's why I wrote.
No problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, I didn't know you. Okay, no problem. I'll let that one know.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me turn this. Okay. Roger Bata, can you hear me now? It's back. Let's try this. I don't want to pay their fine.
So, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, I didn't know you.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me turn this. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? It's back. Let's try this. I don't want to pay their fine.
Yes.
Okay, brother. Let's
Now, where is that noise coming from?
I don't know the echo. And I still believe that you listen to the show on the device, right? What are you
listening to the show on my computer? Now, where
and you got a funny on the computer? Echo. And I still. Okay, it better now, right?
Where? What did you do?
Nothing. I'm just sitting now looking at you.
Okay, now. Okay, I'm looking at you too. So where the interference coming from? I have no other equipment here running.
All I have here is the phone and it's off. So go ahead.
And here's my phone. So whatever it is.
Okay.
Well, I'm here to contribute.
Sure.
First of all, I want for you to recognize that all of us are entitled to our opinions.
I've said that many times.
You have to recognize that I am a strong supporter of Tuma. So on this show, I am a strong supporter of Tuma. And
well noted.
Yes. And I believe she was treated wrongly by the elders.
Okay.
Period. So having said that,
okay,
she as a leader, I don't know how the selection process of speakers and guests are done in FEMUSA.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not, you continue to mention FEMUSA. If you talk about the 30,000, it is in relationship to FEMUSA. So sorry for mentioning FEMUSA on your show.
Make no apology. Frank not mentioned it many times. I mean, just because I will not mention it, it doesn't mean somebody else can mention it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the issue of inviting SAAH Joseph, some people did not know all the things you are saying now today about SAAH Joseph. Why were those things hidden? Those of you that knew it waited until today to bring it up. And that has been the issue in our community, that we hold back until it is convenient for us to bring it up.
Okay.
If you were to bring it out, if we knew about this, some of us would have plucked it out. And SAAH Joseph, I don't know him, except that what he did to Joseph Sarko, and what he did to Cabinet Jenny,
and those two, so you knew those two.
Even if I know those two, does she make my judgment to decide who Tuma should invite? And if Tuma invite a raccoon to serve on her program and approved by her board, the board of directors, I have no quarrel with that. I can argue as long as I want to.
But the last time I talked to you, there were so many other issues there that we could address. Okay. And I took a sample of the day event, and one of the issues that were brought us was that these events are supposed to be for us socializing and not a business event. So the business part of it was limited, and I had issue with that. The other part that was brought up in that sample grouping, you know, which was done on an emergency base, was that we need to bring the people together. So everybody stayed talking about bringing the people together. Then the question is, how can we do that? Even if we want to discuss SAAH Joseph, even if we want to discuss SAAH Joseph, Amar Kwane, and whoever, if you don't come together as an organization, even though I have been one of those that have said that never is there going to be any Mandingo unity. But if you want to organize and you want to discuss the issue of these people that are doing all of these bad things to us, you can't do that if you are not organized, if you are not united. But I think I would say, let's let Tuma go and get her money. The pledge was done. Some of the things that were missing in this whole discussion was where, one, the SAAH Joseph pledge that he is going to take care of the medical mission when they come. And the medical mission is one of the important aspects of FEMUSA. So, and it is not too long from now, we'll see whether he will live up to his pledge. If we dwell on how many people have done something to us, and even how many of our own brothers and sisters have done something to us, we will not be able to reach out there to others. So SAAH Joseph money that he supposed to have brought to us need to be investigated. But we cannot do that under the condition of this bombardment of criticism. We want to send a proposal to and a petition to Tuma and say, Tuma, did you hear what the man said? Did you hear him? He said that he is going to give it through the Liberian government. And the Liberian government of these days is not credible. There's a lot of corruption going on. So then you sit down and you talk and advise the young president as to how to do these things, but not to just say that I like the pledge, I like the pledge, I like the 30,000. It has in fact increased some more people to make some more donation. Other than that, you have Mr. Kuyate just donated a bag of cement. We need more people to donate. We need to have this medical center built. And if it is going to be built, we have to let this president do her work and not to just be criticizing her. I have problem with the convention. I have problem with the convention. But I cannot make that, I can only talk about that not in the context of her choice of speaker. Did anybody talk to her about what is wrong with this man? Did you, or not even you, anyone out there, did they talk about her, talk to her about this SAAH Joseph man?
But the two issues that you say you knew beforehand, did you raise those issues?
it did not concern me.
Okay.
I did not take it serious.
Okay, all right. So just
I'm being honest with you. Then somebody out there will go after my hair and say, wow, the guy did not take it serious.
Okay, all right, bro. Okay. You want? Let me take this call. Why you studio? Let me see who's this. Good afternoon. Welcome to LDF. Your name? Where you come from? Hello. Hello. Who's this?
Hey, good afternoon, sir. My name is Ansu Donzo, and hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Ansu Donzo. Where do you come from?
Yeah, this is Ansu Donzo from Pennsylvania.
Ansu Donzo, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Kumar. Yeah, I've been monitoring your show since you started, and the issue that you highlighted concerning Sir Joseph, let me say to you, they are very valid points, but this is my problem, you know, like the old man who's on the show now just, you know, talked about. You knew those information, as a matter of fact, and the criticism that you are mounting now, the attention that you are giving now to the subject of Joseph coming and serving as a guest speaker. If you have highlighted this issue before the program could have taken place, I think that I believe too much somebody who understands you would have taken a second thought on this.
Okay.
But you knew it, you did not talk about it. And even with the issue of Johnny removal, there are a lot of Mandingo people now who are moved away from that because they believe that when Johnny was removed, another Mandingo man came to replace it. So especially people who are supporters of the CDC. So there are valid points that you raised. Yes, we got to pay attention to this thing going forward.
Okay.
But I don't think she deserves the kind of criticism now that you are giving that when you did not even bring this issue before.
Okay.
So that is my problem.
Okay, Mr. Donzo, I appreciate your thoughts. Yeah.
Going forward, people like you got information on other people that are coming to serve our community, and they have a bad history with us. It's good to give people a reminder.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you appointed this person, or you selected this person to come and serve as XYZ. But this is the person's history with our community. He have done this, he has done this, he has done that. Then you give people a heads up. But when you sit down and let it fall first, then you get a platform to criticize. I think that's dishonest too.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Donzo.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Can you please? I want you to wrap up. I have a paid program coming. I got Don Fosi coming. So I got 10 minutes left, bro. Let's hurry up.
If we are not careful, we break our community down more and more because we do not address the issue when they come out right away. The issue of cabinet journey and everything that have been done in the past, we have not addressed those things. We waited. So now I'm begging that we reach out to Tuma and then say, how can we help you?
Okay.
To retrieve our $30,000. We need to. Amarkwane would like for us to retrieve our 30,000. Musa would like for us to retrieve our 30,000 that you're talking about. When Joseph cannot retrieve that, the election is not too far.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's it?
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. I got another show coming up, so I'll just wrap up here. I got Don Fosi, Donzo, Fofana Sila, their convention coming Labor Day weekend, next weekend in Philadelphia. They have a pay appearance to make. They already pay for the show, so I'm committed to them. You know, I got financial obligation. So I will let you go, Brother Jabate. I'm glad I was able to bring you on, and I will not handicapping you. Not at all, absolutely. You're the last person I'll do that to. You know, I like you. I may not like, we may not be on the seaside on this issue.
We are not
like you, right? Thank you. Okay, so that was Brother Jabate, and then Brother Donzo calling from Philadelphia. So let me one quick thing before we call it a day on this segment of the show. The issue of Justice Janet removal, I get it. Some people say it's belated. Oh, it happened years ago. Oh, let's move on. Are you kidding me? Which society, makes progress, but now studying her history. I thought it's our yesterday that we studied to make our today better in order to prepare for tomorrow. And more besides, is it that belated, really? What about the issue of, oh yeah, they removed Justice Jane, but they bring Justice Kaba? Let me tell you what's wrong with that picture. Let me tell you what's wrong with removing Justice Jane and bringing Justice Kaba. I got no personal beef, nothing against Justice Kaba. But when you stay long on the bench and other variables at play, there are ranking system within the Supreme Court. So Justice Jane was not just an ordinary member of the bench. It was a ranking one. With the Chief Justice, that other criminal, Fokpe, planning to retire soon. After his retirement, it was being heavily rumored that Justice Jane stood a chance of becoming the next Chief Justice. He had the chance. I'm not saying he would have been, but by ranking, he had that chance. So removing him and bringing another fresh Mandingo, ask anybody who knows about this thing. Ask the people on the bench. Talk to people who really know, who got a little more insight about it. So the rank that Justice Jane had on the Supreme Court bench was far higher than the one Justice Yusuf Kaba got right now. Justice Kaba got on the bench. Justice Kaba, he just on the bench. One of the lowest ranking, in terms of ranking amongst the justices themselves. And that's the politics. But people don't get that part. They say, oh, they removed Mandingo man, they brought Mandingo man. So when you kill one Mandingo man and spare another Mandingo man life, then that means you're good person. That makes you a good person, right? Oh, I kill Mandingo man, then I save another Mandingo man. I'm a good person. At least I let one live. But most importantly, folks, there's a ranking system, just like with everything else. In my line of work, we got seniority, right? I met people at my work. They worked there for 4 years, 5 years. I met them there. I make more than them. I earn more vacation time, more pay than them. You know why? Because I've worked with the state far longer than them. I got higher seniority. You know what I mean? So Justice Jane had a higher ranking based on his stay and other factors than some of his colleagues. In fact, I'm told he was somewhere right next to the Chief Justice. So when that other criminal retires, this year, next year, we are told, there was a probability, I'm not saying nothing set in stone, had Justice Jane remained there, it probably would have been a little difficult to beat around him and put somebody else there. So what did they do? They yank him down based on falsehood. Where Joseph 30,000, Sir 30,000, Joseph, Thomas Fala, Akalas Gray, that other drug addict, would those distribute additional money to people. I'm gonna leave it here. I have a commitment to a group of people coming on the show, so I need to change my setup, the platform and all that, because like I said, I've taken payment for their appearance, and so I'm obligated to them. So on that note, I want to call it a night, and I do want to thank again each and every one of you who saw the need to be here, who took your time to be here to come and hear me out. However stupid I might have signed there, that is what I believe. I stand by what I believe. I believe what I stand for. No apologies for that. The only apology I have to offer you is that those of you who keep writing all your comments, I'm not reading them. So you see, you're wasting your time. If you're writing them for me, I'm not reading them. And that's not because I hate you. It's just not in my nature. I don't post and go by and read comments after my post. I just say my own. And I'm done with that. It's the same with show. When I have my show, people come by and have 100 shows after my show. You call me name, unless somebody share it with me, which people do sometimes. Some good friends, well-meaning friends, well-wishers will call me and say, I think you ought to see this. I think you ought to listen to this. This person said this. But other than that, I don't read your comments. Sorry, disappointed. Well, I don't know. No, I don't read your comments. And those of you who call, I mean, you were the luckiest one. I mean, I'm not talking about just on the show, but, you know, from the time, you know, I announced that this show was coming, those of you who call and were actually able to get me on the phone and share your ideas, you were the luckiest ones. To the extent that those of you who call at 11 hour of the show and say, Mr. Krumah, I think if you play these people conversation, I think you're going to damage, you know, some very long-standing relationship. So for my sake, for the sake of our long-standing friendship, just talk about it, because I can't stop you from doing so, they said, but at least do not play, you know, this person versus having conversation with that person or having conversation with me. More to Bekolila, to Bekenyana. And so those people too are among the luckiest ones. Have yielded their, you know, their pieces of advice. And I hope they appreciate that. So I want to leave it here and go upstairs and come and start with the Fosi people, inshallah. And this conversation, I think, is ongoing because there are some people who are interested in displaying their writing skill, their newly acquired writing skills. They're going to keep writing, and that's good for me because at least they're going to keep the conversation alive, right? They're going to keep it active. So, but I think if I'm not mistaken, we have addressed this issue. I would say sufficiently. We've told you why we qualify to speak to the issue. We've told you why we have problem with our 30,000 Joseph. We've told you why you should not make those comparisons. We've even told you how other ways you could have raised that money much more effectively without having to lick anybody behind for it. We've told you that maybe, just maybe, if you got any wisdom, if you are people with pride, if you are people with dignity, if you are people who believe in yourself, we've told you to turn down that money. You don't need it. I tell you what, if you make that, if you divide that $30,000, you know, by however number of people, please let me know. Maybe who knows? Maybe I just might contribute. I'm not saying I will, but I might. I may. You know, especially for I wonder though, when you hear us talking about building clinic, medical center, is it medical center or clinic? I know 30,000 can't be no damn medical center, nowhere in the world. If it's a clinic, then why are we making so? And Brother Musa Sharif has a clinic in Jekotam already. New Hope East Island Junction right there that is serving our people now. That's not to suggest that another one is bad, but rather to suggest that we ought to go about it the right way. Let's seek the money the right way. Let's do things the right way so that we may have proud tomorrow when we go there. So people don't continue to insult, and you know, and abuse us, and then come back, you know, and just wipe our tears, our pains, our blood with a few dollars. Certainly not us here in America. I wanted to, when I first started thinking about this show, I wanted to print my bank account to start the show with, to show that 30,000 is a lot of money, but certainly not all that money. You'd be surprised to know. I wanted to bring my bank account to say, look, I got more than 30,000. Not that I'm waiting to give it, but just to make a point. And somebody say, that would be bragging. That would be showing up. I mean, you don't have anything to show up. And once again, I agree to that. I agree with that person. But the bottom line is, if you're going to accept that money, accept it. Accept it quietly. And stop making unnecessary comparison. Stop comparing apples with oranges. They're not the same. And also understand that Mandingo guest speakership should never be up for sale. Should never be up to the highest bidder. There are people who have contributed immensely to this community. I feel so sad when I heard how much Vasiki has rating against this issue. I think he misunderstood it, because that's why he's mentioning Cletus, Watterson, and other people. I've never said those people are all that bad, but I made this particular one bad based on his character, on his past record. But you know, if you ask me, I would think for as much as Vasiki has contributed to the Mandingo community, this man who has written his entire life, almost his entire adult life, in defense of Mandingo people, why was he not a good choice for guest speaker? Because he doesn't have $30,000, right? You see the irony? You see the problem? So you know Vasiki could not even give you $1,000 that you say Amara usually gave you. So you skip over him. The likes of Brother Mohammed Sharif, the likes of Brother Farouk Kone, Farouk Faliku Kone, very good writers, eloquent, articulate brothers. You skip all these people. The last time I was in Liberia, I saw Brother ST, secretary, was invited to Aba Continental University as a commencement guest speaker. Have you ever tried inviting him? Have you? Can you imagine? These people are so terrible. They didn't even, I'm told they didn't even invite, not only that they were not interested in Brother Amara Kone guest speakership, but they didn't even invite him to the program. Allegedly. I don't have any fight about that, but allegedly. And as safe to say, now inviting him was not bad enough, then you got the audacity to sit there and rant on him. All the free money taking, all the PPP loan, that is money that is stealing all over the place. How many of that have you invested in your community? But don't worry, they're coming for you. All I got to say, when people start collecting money in the Mandingo community to go bail your Bahan out, nobody should come online. I will not contribute to that all criminal effort. To all the jobs available, so much work to do. You don't want to work your Bahan? All the free money going around. Since how did we come to be this bad? What did we do wrong? I thought our forefathers worship God so honestly and they pray for us. They're supposed to be the best community. One of my brothers always say, when you look up, he said in his own estimation, Mandingo people pray more than any other tribe in the world. When I say pray, not physically, demonstrating, but in terms of prayer, because many of you, I baba foliko initereko atobe dua ulele initereo ala bi noya ala mo amina uso noya ala mo jisula dio ala mo keta ala mo sita meka etinole. But why in the midst of all that we are where we are, we can't move forward? Na baha, na infra, hypocrisy, ingratitude, falsehood, to your forberia na fidia, una faria. I'll leave it there. Let's have a good night.
Une fois une terre cosmopolite sur laquelle des peuples se sont retrouvés. C'est ainsi que les xénophobes se sont installés au XVIe siècle. Ainsi, les groupes étaient déjà là avant le XVIe siècle. C'est ainsi que les baoulés se sont installés au XVIIIe. C'est ainsi que des Djoula se sont installés au XVIIe siècle. Beaucoup de nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des cousins.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to end this show. I'm coming right back on with different background platform. We're going to do the Fosi Donzo Fofana Sila show about their upcoming reunion, their upcoming convention in the same city, the same state, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So that's the show we're going to start here in a few minutes. So I'm ending this section right here. Thank you to all of you. Please share the video so those who badly want to hear it but they could not come here, they'll go watch it. You can watch the reader, the number of views right now, and then watch it tomorrow, because tonight, I guarantee you, they're all going to creep in there somehow to go watch it, because they want to hear this thing so bad. Why do I care? So bye, good night. I'm ending this section here. Bye.
À propos des nationalités, ils ont des difficultés parce qu'ils ont des